Right, so welcome to this Apocalypse game. It's 10,000 points here. We've gone for a big one as we prepare to say goodbye to 7th edition and then welcome in 8th edition of Warhammer 40,000. So 10,000 points is a grand alliance of Space Marines and allies, and they will be taking on the might of the Eldar and Dark Eldar combined. Two mighty armies will do battle here. It's a fight to breach the defences of Imperial City, perhaps one of the biggest and strongest defences we've seen. We'll take a look at the terrain here. So Eldar Dark Eldar will be attacking from this direction. You can see a quadruple line of defence and bunkers in the background, and then moving into the depths of the city further up as well. The Imperial forces will be making use of the defences here as they try and stave off an attack from the Eldar and Dark Eldar. The Eldar on a hunt here. Karandras has been negotiated from the Necrons. Just continue on the story from the previous apocalypse. Karandras has now fallen into the hands of the Imperium. He's being held here somewhere. The Eldar, Dark Eldar don't know what building he's in, but they will search with all of their might and try and retrieve him. There's multiple objectives to be grabbed as well. So much to play for in this big apocalypse battle. Here's a defence from the other side. So ruined city here. It has come under a preliminary bombardment here by Eldar forces, and you can see the damage that's taken place all across the battlefield. Imperial defences set up, flak towers and anti-aircraft nests set up all across the city here, and also onto the front line. So strong bunker defence, and then a double Aegis defence line. Then a secondary line and a primary line. Primary line after the bombardment has been abandoned, and then the secondary line has come under severe damage as well. So the order has been given to fall back to the third line of defence, which is here. So this is where the Imperial forces will deploy and try and stop the Eldar Dark Eldar attack, which will come on from here. This is the defences that they will need to try and breach in this game as they try to plunge themselves into the heart of this Imperial city. We'll go into forces next. We'll see what's been brought along to take part in this epic clash. Right, so welcome to this 10,000 points apocalypse battle. A special edition here as we get ready to say goodbye to 7th edition of Warhammer 40,000. We thought we'd have a big bash here at the game. So it is majority Space Marines here. It's a grand alliance. I was going to say elves and men, but not really. It'll be elves and men that will be fighting against each other in this battle. But it'll be Space Marines, some Skitarii as well, and 3 chapters represented in this 10,000 points game. But first up, we have Ultramarines, 3,300 points of them. James is going to run through what he's got.
Right, this is my 3,300 points of Ultramarines. My HQ for the detachment is the Chaplain. He's equipped with the Primarch's Wrath and with Terminator armour. I have Tactical Squad number 4. The Sergeant is equipped with a Power Axe Combi, it's a Grav Pistol, Grav Cannon, Grav Amp, and a Grav Gun. And the rest are equipped with bolters. Dedicated transport is the Rhino. Tactical Squad number 5. The Sergeant is equipped with a Storm Bolter and Power Fist, Multi-Melter, Melter Gun, and dedicated transport, the Rhino. Tactical Squad number 6. The Sergeant is equipped with a Power Axe and a Plasma Pistol. Another Marine is equipped with a Heavy Bolter, and another Marine is equipped with a Plasma Gun. As you can see here, these are all combat squads there as well. And not only that, all the sergeants are veteran sergeants as well. Looks like I have 5 heavy support choices for this detachment. I have 2 Predator Annihilators, twin-linked las cannon and Sponson las cannons for each, no other upgrades. I have a Tech Marine who's equipped with a Flamer and Plasma Cutter, which is a twin-linked plasma pistol, and the Thunderfire cannon as well for 100 points. And at long last, I have air support for the Ultramarines. It's been a long time waiting, but the upgrades are, for today, twin-link multi-melter and twin-link las cannon. These are interchangeable, but this is in my opinion, is a very good combination to use. And he decided Storm Raven number 4 is a unit of Terminators with lightning claws, and accompanying them is a Dreadnought which is equipped with Power Fist and a built-in heavy flamer, seismic hammer with an inbuilt melter gun, 2 hunter killer missiles, and fragmentation launchers. Now I keep forgetting in the rules that ignores the rules for unwieldy. I know that now for 100% certainty because I keep getting that wrong. And in Storm Raven number 5 I've got 5 Terminators with all equipped with storm shields and thunder hammers, and accompanying them is another Dreadnought which is equipped with the assault cannon, Power Fist with an inbuilt heavy flamer. And that is my detachment of Ultramarines. We march for Macragge.
So that's 3,000 points, but it also includes something else, right? Okay, so the Titan's included in that. So it's a Scout Titan here that the Grand Alliance can call upon to aid them in this fight. So that's 3,300 points, and that makes the army nicely, or the overall force nicely, up to 7,000, because we've included 2 1850 point armies here of Imperial Fists and also Skitarii as well. So I'm going to run through these. Imperial Fists, first of all, Chaplain Titus will lead them with pride. So he has Primarch's Wrath as well. For him, Mastery Level 2 Librarian as well. Psychic powers we've rolled up. We've gone on Divination. So he's got Prescience, Foreboding, and Perfect Timing. Then Centurion Devastators, part of this force here, twin-link laser cannons and missile launchers for them. Then 5 Terminators with Assault Cannon, and the Sergeant has a Power Sword and Storm Bolter, the rest have Power Fists. 3 Tactical Squads, each one armed with a las cannon, a regular Sergeant, but he has Melter Bombs, and then a Plasma Gun in each, and then Brother Australius here is just in that Tactical Squad. They're all inside Rhinos with Storm Bolters. Then a squadron of 3 Land Speeders, and then they're armed with 2 multi-melters on the front one. The 2 ones at the back have multi-melters, 1 each, and then Typhoon missile launchers. They're here, 1 Hunter, bit of anti-aircraft support, and then 2 Flyers, 2 Storm Talons, with twin-linked assault cannons and Skyhammer missile launchers. So we reckon a bit of air superiority here for the Space Marines, but we'll see what the Eldar and Dark Eldar have for their air support in just a moment. Coming across, 1850 points of Skitarii. A battle maniple has been detached to this sector of the city to defend it against all attackers. So 3, this is a Skitarii battle maniple formation. 3 Honor Guard Dune Crawlers, they've all got Icarus Arrays and Cognis Manipulators for them. Then 2 units of infantry, 1 unit of rangers, 2 of them are armed with arc rifles, and then there is also the Alpha in there armed with a phosphor blast pistol and arc maul. And then unit of vanguard, 2 of them armed with plasma calivers. There's an Alpha in there armed with phosphor blast pistol and arc maul as well. Then on to some combat units here. 1 unit of 7 infiltrators, all armed with taser goads and flechette blasters. Then 8 Rust Stalkers, armed with transonic razors and cord claws. Also got mine scrambler grenades. And then the Princeps there has Omniscient Mask, so Zealot for that unit, and he has a data spike as well, so his attacks can be haywire if needed. 2 Dragoons, not upgrades for them, we've got the Taser Lancers. And then to make that 1850 points is Greven Ferrus Maximus of House Raven, so an Imperial Knight will be present here at the battle today. So that's 7,000 points up to here, 3,000 points we needed, so we've called upon the aid of the Blood Angels here, so 3,000 points of them. This is the army of James Otero from Siege Studios. We'll let him run through his list here. It looks pretty nasty.
This is my 3,000 points of Blood Angels. Involves 3 formations. You've got Dante and 2 accompanying Sanguinary Guard squads for Dante's formation, deep strike and charges. Behind that, you've got 3 Terminator assault squads, which is the Archangel's intervention force, which is a separate formation. 3 assault squads. all armed with double melter gun in each. One sergeant has a power weapon. It's all, what you see is what you get. And then to the back, we'll start from the left. We've got a combat squad in a drop pod with heavy flamer melter gun. Then moving across, we've got 3 Furioso dreadnoughts, all in drop pods with frag cannons. And then on the far right, we've got another 5-man combat squad with a heavy flamer and just a standard sergeant. And then behind that, there's 2 Storm Ravens, just armed with multi-melters and assault cannons, and obviously the normal missile pods. And then moving towards the front, just look at the front here, we've got a Librarian Mastery Level 2, obviously Dante, and then a Sanguinary Priest that are going to be sort of scattered about.
So there it is. That is 10,000 points there. 3 chapters represented. It's quite a grand alliance, and Skitarii as well. There's a Titan, there's an Imperial Knight, nasty Blood Angels counter-strike force here. What on earth could stand up against such a mighty force of the Emperor? We'll have to see what the Eldar and Dark Eldar have brought along. Right, so welcome to this 10,000 points apocalypse battle here. So Dark Eldar and Eldar alliance. So Matt Saxby and Aidan McElroy here have come down, and they will be running the Eldar and Dark Eldar today. I'll be fighting for the Imperium, so I'll be on James's side, perhaps the losing side. I don't know. No, we don't know. We don't know. We'll see. We're full of confidence at the moment. There's a strong force there for the Allies, but we'll see what the Eldar have and Dark Eldar. There's quite a lot of elite units here, and a couple of big nasty things as well. We'll see what Matt and Aidan have brought down.
Right, this is my roughly 3,500 points of Dark Eldar and Homunculus Covens. At the front, we've got the first formation, which is the Grotesserie. And the Grotesserie consists of 2 units of Grotests, both of which has been upgraded to have an aberration. They're both in Raiders. Both the Raiders have Knight Shields. One of the Raiders has Ether Sails, and there has to be a Homunculus in the unit, and he has got just a Webway portal. Next, we've got the Corpse Thief Claw, and the Corpse Thief Claw is a unit of 5 Talus. They're all armed with Haywire blasters. They gain the scout ability for the formation that they're in, and they can also generate 1 victory point for every infantry unit they kill. And then with the Homunculus Commons at the front here, to finish off their formations, we've got the Dark Artisan formation, and that consists of a Kronos engine and a Telos with a Homunculus, and they are considered as a unit. The Kronos has got a Spirit Probe, which increases the feel no pain for everybody around by 1 within 6 inches. The Telos is armed with a Haywire blaster, and the Homunculus at the front is a Warlord, and his Warlord ability gives all Telos and Kronos engines reroll 1s on their feel no pain, and is also armed with a Hex Doll. And then we have, for the normal Dark Eldar, we have a Archon who's armed with a blaster, Haywire grenade, Webway portal, and a Shadow Field. And the second, probably the third in command actually, with a Succubus. She's armed with a one of her glaives and a Webway portal. Then we have 10 Reaver jet bikes with 3 Cluster Caltrops. One has been upgraded to an Arena Champion to have a Agonizer. And here we have 5 Trueborn, 4 of which are armed with blasters. The Sergeant is armed with a Haywire grenade. They will be in a Raider with Knight Shields and a Dark Lance. And then over here we have a Tantalus. There's no upgrades for that, that just comes as its standard. Then we've got 2 units of 5 Scourge. Each unit has got 4 Scourge armed with Haywire blasters. And then just behind them we've got 8 Incubi, one of which is a Clavex, and they will be going in the Tantalus. And then just behind the Incubi we've got 3 Ravagers. Each Ravager is armed with a Dark Lance, and they all have Knight Shields.
Squadron, is it? Or?
No, just all individual. Can't be squadrons in this edition.
Okay.
And right at the back we've got 2 units of Carbonite Warriors, just 5-man squads in Venoms. Both the Venoms have been given an extra splinter cannon, and at the end we've just got 1 extra Venom with an extra splinter cannon by itself. And that is my 3,500 points of Dark Eldar and Homunculus Covenants.
Right, so that's Dark Eldar here. Now some Eldar. Aidan McElroy here has come down, a good friend of Matt Saxby, and he has Eldar, so he's going to use them in this game here.
My name's Aidan. I've roughly got 1,900 points of Eldar. Today I've bought a unit of Warp Spiders with Exarch upgrade, 2 units of 5 jet bikes, 1 unit of 4 with a Warlock. The unit of 5 has the Farseer in it. And then behind that we've got another Farseer on foot and 3 Warlocks all on foot, all separate, not as a conclave. Behind that we've got a Warwalker Squadron, all with Bright Lancers. We've got the 2 Fire Prisms, they're both separately as well. And then at the back we've got the Wraith Knight with 2 D cannons and 2 Star Cannons. We've got the 2 Crimson Hunters and 1 is upgraded to Exile. And that is my nearly 2,000 points of Eldar.
Right, so that's that detachment of Eldar there that Aidan's brought along. Then Matt has his own unique Eldar. This is sort of Eldar cross Dark Eldar, sort of a Dark Eldar influence, but it's an Eldar army. He will run through what he's got.
Okay, this is my 2,700 points roughly of Eldar pirates. We've got a standard force organisation chart. So we've got a Farseer on jet bike, and that's all the upgrades she's got. And then the troops choices, we've got 2 units of Eldar jet bikes. All have been upgraded to have scatter lasers, one of which has been upgraded to be a Warlock. And then at the back for the standard CAD, we have a Crimson Hunter Exarch. And then as my Lord of War, we have a Wraith Knight, and he's armed with a Ghost Clave and a Scatter Shield. Then we have the first formation for the Eldar, which is the Aspect Shrine. We have 2 units of Warp Spiders, both of which have been upgraded to have Exarchs in the unit. And then we have a unit of Fire Dragons, who has an Exarch who's been upgraded to have a Fire Pike. They will be in a Wave Serpent with Twin Link Bright Lance. Then the second formation is the Dire Avenger Shrine, and for that formation you have to have 3 units of Dire Avengers, one of which has been upgraded to Exarch. They're all in their transports, which is serpents, wave serpents, and they've all been upgraded to have Twin Link Bright Lance as well. And finally, we've got the Eldar Titan, who's armed with 2 pulsars, and that's all the upgrades for him. And that's my 2,700 points of Eldar.
All right, so that's Matt's list there, and then just lacking in a few points, so I've lent some of my Eldar here just to make it up to 10,000 points. Didn't need all of my Eldar collection here. Aidan, Matt, a pretty vast collection here from them. Just to bring it up to 10,000 points is a Scorpion Mark II super heavy tank with twin-linked pulsars. Then Prince Uriel. We couldn't leave him behind. He was asking to join in this battle here, and so he's turned up with 10 striking Scorpions. Ariel Doomhand here, the Exarch for them, with Scorpion's Claw. They'll be inside a Wave Serpent, dedicated transport, no upgrades there, just getting tight to 10,000 points. Got the Wave Serpent squeezed in, and then across here, 1 Wraith Knight with Sun Cannon Scatter Shield, and then, yes, a second Revenant Titan. So now look at them buddies together here fighting in this battle. 2 pulsars for this one as well. We've never seen 2 of them take to the field here, so it's a strong Imperial defence, but can they stop 2 of these mighty Titan machines? We'll have to see. Alright, so there it is, the mighty Warhost here of Eldar and Dark Eldar Alliance with their Titans. This is the force that will try and breach the Imperial defences here. Will the Emperor protect? We'll have to see. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. Right, so the scenario, it's an Imperial defence here, so the Space Marines and their allies will have to defend against the Eldar Dark Eldar attack. So Eldar Dark Eldar come on from here and head up in this direction. So we're playing lengthways up the table. The Imperial defences will start from here, so that's where they can deploy up to. Eldar Dark Eldar will not be deploying on the table. They'll rush on turn 1, and they'll go first in this scenario. So a big advantage for them. They'll get to strike first, crucially, in this game. It's guaranteed. There's no seize the initiative. Just representing they're coming out of the mists or from behind some hills or obscurities there where the Imperial forces can't see them. Perhaps the element of surprise as well. So they will get to strike first in this game. Imperial defences start here. The advantage we're giving the Imperial forces is that they can make full use of all of the defences available to them. So Aegis defence line is a double stack Aegis defence line here. They get full use of all the bunkers, and then also all of the flak towers as well. And then this great cannon here as well. What's it called? A plasma obliterator will be fully operational in this battle as well. Not used one before. Follow all the normal rules for that emplacement. So the aim of the game is 6 objectives placed on the table, each worth 3 points each. So it will spread the play nicely around the table. It will give the incentive as well for the Eldar and Dark Eldar to advance into the heart of this Imperial sector. So that will match the idea of this storyline quite well. So 6 objectives, each worth 3 points. The first one will be inside this bunker here, so 3 points if it's captured, or 3 points to the Imperium if it's held. Objective number 2 will be in this bunker here, right in the middle. So there's an incentive here to breach the front line and then to hold it. Then another objective will be this big tower here to capture this. So place the objective marker out wherever it is, clear it, and then get within 3 inches, and it counts as being held. Another objective here in this flak nest. Then 2 more objectives to go. They're around here. One objective right at the back where this flak tower is, just there, that flak gun. And then the last objective is in the Imperial firebase just here. So a real incentive for the Eldar Dark Eldar to act on the aggressive. They'll come on quickly. A lot of the units can move very, very fast indeed. No doubt they'll come right up to the defences. Imperium will get a chance to strike back and stop them, and then the battle will turn into free-for-all here as objectives fall or are captured at different points during the game. There is another objective, and that is Karandras has been negotiated away from the Necrons and has fallen into the Imperium's hands. He's inside one of the buildings here on the table. There's 9 possible buildings where he could be. This building here, the one in the top left-hand corner, here, this one, the industrial complex, or indeed the big gun tower over there. Then he could be inside this bunker, the middle one, or the bastion just across over there. The Imperial forces will randomise where he is, and then the Eldar have to search for him. So the rules we'll do for that is as soon as an Eldar unit, a vehicle, whatever it may be, comes within the sector of that building, say if they move into here, then they'll know if he's in that building or not. It'll be declared. So the idea is for them to search each of the buildings here in the search for Karandras. And again, he's worth 3 victory points, so another bonus amount of victory points that can be held, either by the Imperium if he's not found, or if the Eldar, Dark Eldar can catch him, then they'll receive 3 victory points for him. So nice variety of victory points here. Hopefully a nice spread of play. And then the incentive is for the Eldar Dark Eldar to attack aggressively and move into the city, which should match the scenario quite well. See if the Imperial defences can hold. We've never seen a 4-stack defence here with all these guns bristling. It's a pretty heavy defence. Can the Eldar Dark Eldar breach it? We'll have to see. We'll go on to deployment next. We'll let the Imperial forces deploy as they prepare to defend the city for this incoming attack. Yeah, it's just mentioning psychic powers here for the Eldar. There's so many psychers here. We'll just let them roll up their powers, and then they'll be revealed as the game goes along. And then Dark Eldar, they've rolled up all their warlord traits, combat drugs, rolls, all sorted and organised as well. Alright, so we're going to go into deployment here. Quite well organised with the Grand Alliance. The Space Marines here, Ultramarines fighting alongside Imperial Fists, will hold the battlements and the front line. We're going to play Skitarii as a tactical reserve deployed on the table, and then a counter-strike force will be the Blood Angels. They'll be sent in to attack the Eldar when they arrive. So that's the plan here in this Grand Alliance army. Just to mention the battle mats that we're using today, we're using two mats joined together. This one here, Wasteland, and then also an urban terrain mat where the buildings are placed on just further up the battlefield there. They're both from gamemat.eu, so they produce them 6x4 in size, perfect for games of Warhammer 40,000. So nice rubber sort of material here, and then another material on top, and then the designs printed onto that. So they're very nice mats indeed. You just roll them out. They lay nice and flat, nice soft surface for rolling dice. If figures fall over, it's not much of a problem, nice and soft there. And you just roll them up when you're finished. We just put the terrain on top, so the buildings and ruins and barricades and so on, and then put a bit of lichen, some stones, and then it all blends in quite nicely. So that is the battle mats that we're using. You can check them out, it's gamemat.eu. It also produces a load of terrain that you can use in your games of Warhammer 40,000 as well. Alright, so deployment done here. As we said, first battle line abandoned, second abandoned, but now the third line has been occupied by the Space Marines. A lot of stuff as we deploy, as we're laying the forces out. Once they've been deployed here, they are spread quite thin to some degree. But James has elected to defend the main bunker and this flank here with the Bastion. So James just adding some sergeants on top. There are combat squads inside these. So combat squad inside here, this Rhino as well, and then the team multi-melter team just there. He's also put a Predator Annihilator anchoring the front line, so he's manning the battlements here. Secondary line, you can see Thunderfire Cannon with the Tech Marine, another combat squad inside this Rhino, and then splitting the Assault Marines into two combat squads. They're in the safety of the bunker here, ready to counter strike the Eldar Dark Eldar attack. Combat squads manning the sandbags and emplacements just here as well. So looks a pretty stout defence in this area. Then just on this flank, we'll cover these. So the Dragoons are sitting here, just ready to sweep away any incursion in this area, any threat against the Titan. James has set up his Scout Titan just here, trying to grant himself 4+ cover save. I think he may need it, as he'll need to brace turn 1 firepower coming in from the Xenos attack. Then down here, Skitarii have deployed the Rust Stalkers, and again, just as a counter-strike unit to any units flanking and landing nearby. Skitarii have been given the task of patrolling the ruins here, just clearing out buildings and protecting Imperial assets like the Titan. Then coming around the other side, Honor Guard Dune Crawlers boldly setting up on this road here, ready to patrol the skies with their anti-aircraft fire capability. Then just hidden down here, some infiltrators tucking in the building. There's a solid wall here. They're just going to sit and wait to see what flankers and deep strikers arrive. Across here, Vanguard have deployed at the back, manning one of the flak towers. Across this way, the Rangers have deployed in the middle, manning another flak tower. Then for the Imperial Fists, land speeders just protected protected to some degree behind the bunker just here. The Chaplain, Titus, has joined the Terminators. They're behind these emplacements. At the foot of a Space Marine statue, it's an appropriate place for them. James has lent one of the Predator Annihilators just behind the secondary line of the Aegis defence lines. And then here, Centurion Devastators, they've been joined by the Librarian. They're behind the Aegis defence line. A 5-man team here with the las cannon, also arming the Icarus las cannon. Then Graven, Ferris Maximus deploying behind the bunker here. Decent cover save for him. And then also the Hunter just deploying at the back. And then manning the front Aegis defence line. Imperial Fists fighting shoulder to shoulder. An empty Rhino just here. Rhino with a combat squad, las cannon. And then combat squads here with sergeants and plasma guns. And then Brother Australius is just here, the Imperial Space Marine. And then anchoring this side, one Rhino with a laser cannon combat team inside there. But there it is, that's the Imperial defence here. So no Eldar, Dark Eldar deployment at all. They've declared their all their units are going to come on turn 1. They're going to attack in force here. There's some deep strikers and outflankers planned as well. So, okay, so outflanking here, Prince Zero and the Scorpions.
Deep striking.
Deep strike with the Warp Spiders, yep.
Outflanking.
Yeah, the Scouts will outflank, that's fine.
Deep striking.
Yeah, more Warp Spiders.
Deep striking.
Wow, okay.
Deep striking.
Mm-hmm.
Deep striking.
Yep.
Deep striking.
Interesting.
Deep striking.
Yes.
Outflanking.
Outflank, alright. Bit of flexibility here for Eldar, Dark Eldar. Bit of a force that may be hard to get to grips with. Alright, so that's their outflank and deep striking units organised. So outflankers and deep strikers organised. Everything's going to come on turn 1 here. The rules for Apocalypse. So everything on turn 1 has been declared. They had the option to go turn 2 of some of the flanking units, but no, it's turn 1. The attack will be mounted simultaneously. Okay, so turn 1 for these as well. Coming on, Chaplains joined the Terminators just there. Storm Ravens will be carrying a Dreadnought each as well. Combat squads inside their Rhinos. Storm Talons will come on from reserves. Got nice fighting side by side here with the Space Marine Flyers. And then turn 1 with this entire counter-strike force as well. These could really spoil the show here for the Eldar and Dark Eldar. Some nasty units. Some of them can land from deep strike and assault on the same turn. So that is the forces deployed. Everything's organised here, getting ready to go on to turn 1. There's no siege initiative. We will head on to turn 1. Eldar, Dark Eldar will go first. Will the defences hold? Can they hold on to the objectives? We'll have to see. We'll mention the objectives now. So objective here. Usual rules for objectives. 3-inch range objective secured and the usual rules for that. Objective here in the bunker. Each of them worth 3 points. One just here with the Rangers. Then coming back here. One at the foot of the tower here, the gun tower. Then one here, right at the very back of the board, and then one just here in the Imperial Firebase. Each worth 3 points each. And then Karandras is in one of the buildings. The Eldar Dark Eldar don't know. We do. It's been written down secretly. He could be in here. He could be in there. He could be in this building. Or this building. He could be in this large building here. He could be here in this building. He could be here. Not already mentioned it. It could be in there. That one's covered. And then he could be in there. So there's 9 possible places where Karandras could be. We know where he is. The Eldar Dark Eldar don't know. But 3 points available for him. Alright, so Matt and Aidan are actually out of the room at the moment here, so we're going to let you know where Karandras is. It has been randomly chosen. He is, James will point him out for us, He's in this building here. So with objective number 5, so this is a key point here on the battlefield. So we'll say that the Rangers are holding him at the moment. We don't act suspiciously though, I think we'll keep them where they are. But that is where Karandras is being held by that unit of Skitarii Rangers. So expect the Eldar Dark Eldar to go house to house or building to building, searching for him. As soon as you see the outline of the building here, for example, as soon as they cross into that with any type of unit, then they'll be notified as to whether Karandras is there or not. Same for the bunker here. As soon as they land in any part of the bunker, we'll declare that to him if he's there, and the same for either of these two buildings or the gangway. If they reach to there, then we'll let them know that Karandras is there. So we'll say that he has to stay in the building. We're not going to hop from one building to the next to keep it fair. So that's where he is. We'll go on to the first turn now. Eldar and Dark Eldar prepared to attack. Multiple objectives for them. Can they breach the defences? So much at stake in this game. It is apocalyptic. It's 10,000 points. Turn 1 coming up next. Right, so on turn 1 here, Deep Strikers, Matt and Aidan are organising here at the moment. So unit of Scourges landing here. This is the danger that we're going to have to absorb this initial attack with everything arriving on. Eldar Dark Eldar really could let out a hammer blow here to these Imperial defences. We'll see how much damage they can do. It's hard to know really at this stage as to how effective this initial counter-strike will be. It does need to be effective because otherwise the Imperial forces will turn and rend their foe here if enough of them survive. Plus you've got to remember there's some nasty Blood Angel reserves that can come on, and flyers as well. So really about just over half the Imperial forces are on the table. Maybe 6,000 points. Yeah, about 6,000 points worth. About 4,000 still to come on. So far, Scourge is landing here. Aiden's Deep Strike, perfect landing here for the Warp Spiders. They're just tucking an inch into the building there, so we will declare if Karandras is there or not. And the answer is no, he's not in that building. So 1 building out of 9 has been searched so far. The Warp Spiders peer into this ruin. No sign of Karandras there. Okay, so some more deep strikes taking place. Matt and Aidan doing the random scatters first of all. So the ones that can land more precisely, they can move around, and there's not the worry of other units deep striking on top. So good tactics here. So the 2 units of Warp Spiders, they've scattered slightly, but 1 landing here, 1 landing here. Not enough to get within the footprint of this building, so they don't know if Karandras is there or not. Here, these landing there. Is that exactly where you wanted them?
Yes, absolutely.
They've landed there. Again, not quite within the parameter to know if Karandras is there. He could be in either of those 2 buildings, or he could be somewhere else. I don't know. I think you're enjoying the element of randomness here and not knowing where Karandras is. It really adds to the theme of a hunt going on for him. So that's the random deep strikers landed. We're now looking at others that land without scatter. What's it called? The Webway Portal. Yeah, is a no scatter deep strike. Right, so outflankers coming on first of all. Again, just waiting that the deep striking ones that won't scatter may as well just wait until everything's on. Do those last. So scouts turning up here. They have come within the footprint of this building, so we'll declare now if Karandras is there or not. The answer is he is not in that building either. So 2 buildings now searched out of 9. Karandras remains elusive here, still yet to be found. So twin-linked Bright Lances here could cause trouble for Greven Ferrus Maximus. Another flanking unit here. This is the, what is it called?
Corpse Thief and Dark Artisan.
Corpse Thief and Dark Artisan. Okay, they've actually crossed into the boundaries of this bunker here as well and captured an objective. Karandras is not in that building. So have to keep searching. That's 3 buildings out of 9 searched. 1/3 of the buildings have been searched and confirmed that Karandras is not there. Right, deep striking from the sky here. A Webway portal was opened, and what's inside this? Grotesserie. Oh dear, some abominations have landed here inside the bunker. And good news for the Imperium, Karandras is not inside this bunker either. So Karandras is still not to be found. He's somewhere. Frustratingly here for the Eldar Dark Eldar, he remains in one of the other buildings. The building's not searched yet is the Bastion. This building, this long building here, this building here, and that's it. All the others have been searched. So those are the buildings that remain. Karandras is in one of them, as we know, as we have seen, but Matt and Aidan do not know where he is. So outflankers here, Scorpions have turned up with Prince Uriel, and they've disembarked, rolling a 6, and have gone into the bunker, and their search has been in vain, for Karandras is not in the Bastion either. Cutting down the odds though, there's only a few buildings left to search. It's this cluster area here where Karandras is. Everywhere else has been searched. He could be in there. He could be here. He could be in the long building here, or he could be in the nest just there. Those are the 4 remaining buildings where Karandras could be. Eldar Dark Eldar narrowing down the search area here, using their outflankers and deep strikers very effectively as they try to locate their beloved Phoenix Lord. Really like the idea of a hidden figure on the table. It just makes it a lot more realistic here. If they knew right from the start where he was, then they could focus all their attention. But for now, it's a desperate attempt to try and locate Karandras, who's still not been found at this stage. They've got a few more deep strikers to arrive, potentially to search a few more buildings and find where Karandras is. Alright, so another building here is being searched at the moment. Tantalus has landed right here in the ruins, and Karandras is not in here either. So 3 buildings left to search. It's just the odds here. You'd think they'd have landed where he was by now, but still they haven't reached the building where he is located. So another deep striker here. The Archon with the unit of the blasters, deep struck just to there. There's no scatter for these webway portal units. Alright, so that's all the deep strikers and outflankers done. The main Eldar Dark Eldar battle line has arrived now as well. Spearheaded by the 2 Revenant Titans coming on from the edge, about 36 I think they can jump, so pretty fast from them. 12 inches here from the Wraith Knights, there's 1, 2, and then the third one just across on the other flank. Jet bikes coming on here, Reavers, just a mixture of Eldar Dark Eldar units coming on here. Wave Serpent there as well. What's inside this one? Regular Fire Dragons inside that one there. Okay. Then jet bikes here, Venoms, Raiders, all coming on here. These are the ones with the Dire Avengers inside. So then around the other side, units here, but the Raider over there has the Grotesques. Aiden's jet bikes coming on here. Ravager. There's a Ravager on the other side. 2 Fire Prisms coming on here. More Dire Avengers inside this one. Scorpion Mark II's come on here, and then the other Wraith Knight, my one, just coming on here on the left-hand flank. Then Flyers sneaking as much as they can, trying to avoid some of the flak coming on the left-hand side here, 36 inches, moving up with them. We'll see how long they last. Matt and Aiden not thinking they're going to last too long here. There's a fair amount of intercept to head their way. We'll get that resolved next, and then we'll go on to the psychic phase. Alright, so intercept's done. No targets destroyed, but a lot of flak coming from these towers here. So a lot of them turning 48 inches, 60 inches here with their Icarus laser cannons. So jinking here, hull point taken, and a result of a 4. Didn't jink here with this one, but 2 hull points taken. And then this one didn't jink, tried to hit it with one of the Icarus laser cannons, but missed. So that's that. We had to jink here with this one. And penetrating hit coming through and immobilized, and then across here jinked but no damage done. That was fire coming in from this flak tower here. So that is the intercepts done. It is night fighting. We did roll up for it. The Imperial side wanted it and got it, but it's actually helped preserve a lot of the Eldar Dark Eldar flyers here from intercept fire. They're getting +1 to their cover saves. But that's intercepts done. Movement finished. We're going to psychic phase next now for the Eldar. So onto psychic phase here. Conceal's gone off and not been stopped on these jet bikes. So guide has gone off here, cast from the Farseer onto Matt's Revenant Titan here, not blocked, that's gone ahead. So then guide goes off here, the Farseer in with the Fire Dragons, guide goes off on the other Revenant Titan as well. So their shooting should be nice and accurate here. I wonder what target they're going to go after here. Maybe James's Titan, we'll see. A little bit more of the psychic phase left to go. So Conceal goes off on the Raider here, not blocked. See, the way Aiden's worked is Psychers here. He's put one each Warlock into each of these Dire Avenger squads. They're inside the Wave Serpents. They're casting powers out of those transports at the moment. And then this is a Farseer. Yeah, in with the Fire Dragons, okay. Protect cast on here, +1 armor saves. Now becomes 2+ for this Wraith Knight. So, invisibility cast here, we tried to block that, but the Wraith Knight here has come on and then disappeared in invisibility. And the last psychic power, 1 dice rolled. You got it. Conceal here is a shrouded for these jet bikes as well. It's pretty effective here. Plenty of options here for the psychic phase with all these Farseers and Warlocks for the Eldar. But that psychic phase finished. We'll go on to shooting phase next for the Eldar and Dark Eldar. Alright, so we're going to kick off the shooting here. The 2 Revenant Titans are both going to target James's Scout Titan over here. James has got Void Shields to protect him, but he's got to try and survive potentially 8 Pulsar blast markers coming through, so his days could be numbered. Placing the marker just there. James's hand shaking slightly because of what could happen. So the first round coming through will hit. Okay, yeah, that's a hit.
And the second one?
Second one. Do Titan shooting from one of these. Another one hits. Oh dear.
Third.
That will hit as well. That's not going to
And
miss.
the final one.
That will hit as well. Yeah, no. So, one at a time here. See if James's void shields can help out. So the first round that comes through is a 2. All right, so 1 void shield down there, that penetrating hit coming through. The next one, another 2. That's the void shields away. So just hold it there. Before the void shield goes down, we'll let James make a cover save on the first round that came through.
3+ because of night fighting.
It is, James. Well done.
Why do you think I wanted night
I
fighting?
understand. There's a method here in your madness. He rolls a 4, right? So he saves that one. You need to save a second one. Oh,
That's a drop die.
that's a drop dice. Oh, he's a sportsman here.
I'm a sportsman. Could be an arrogant spaceman.
This is his official roll. Oh, James. So that will go on to a void shield, right? So 1 void shield down. 2 more rounds to try and survive here. It might take both Titans to try and bring this thing down. It's off the table. 6.
What game's the shield gone?
So,
Shield's gone.
So that, thankfully, the last void shield took that hit. Ignoring cover, of course, yeah. It's now another 6 and there's trouble. A 2, right, okay, so
Automatic pen, so I got cover save.
cover save,
On
yeah.
3+.
Come on, James, you need to pass this one. A 6, well done. All right, so the Titan's fired, stripped away void shields, but that is it. Not a scratch in the Titan. Right, so that was shooting from this Titan here. So there's still mine to fire. I'm tempted to roll the dice, but I don't think I'd be allowed. James says no. So Aiden's taking control of that one. He's going to now fire. There's a chance here. Void shields down. Oh, it'd be a miracle if this survives. James?
We're gonna.
The Emperor needs to protect us here, otherwise we could lose this Scout Titan on turn 1. But he's attracting the attention of 2 Revenant Titans. Can he withstand the magnitude of firepower that can or could come his way? How many hull points are we on here for this Scout? 9. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be enough. Before we do that, Matt wants to fire the Scourges here. 4 shots with Haywire. In 3s. They all hit. In 2s. Trying to soften up the Titan here. 2 escapes, 2 hull points coming through. So they can see right through here. It's a good target for them. James gets cover save. So that's 2 hull points coming through. We're going to say to James he could have got a cover save, but these are Dark Eldar here, so night division for them. So 2 hull points knocked down. There's a sneaky attack from those, taking their opportunity there to use their Haywire attacks. So now the Revenant Titan then, 4 shots coming in and needs to take down 7 hull points. It's very doable. Just hope for some lucky escapes. Okay. Right, so first one coming through. Scatters to some degree, but it will hit. Probably. Scatters 4 inches there, but still hits. I mean, they're guaranteed hits virtually, unless Aiden rolls up crazy. That's a hit as well. So each of these pulsars is 2 shots each, you see. That's another plum hit here. He's rolling up well. That's 8. No, that will hit as well. No, you virtually can't miss. 4 inches, James is checking. Now it hits. Okay. So here we go, one at a time. The pain continues here for... It's a tense moment. It is a tense moment. Right, so the first one coming through is a 4.
Penetrating hit.
Penetrating hit. James needs to roll a 3+ cover save. So 3+.
Yes.
Holds this time around. Granting cover here, it's 25% obscured. We'll show you the angle that he's firing at. Just up there, the building is obscuring the left leg, the head, and the left weapon. So 25% obscurity. Next one coming through is a 3. James can, void shields are down. James can survive this one. If he rolls a 3, he's rolled a 1, the shot comes through. That's not good. Okay, so D3 hull points here. D3 hull points. 1. Oh, so 1 hull point dealt out. With 2 left. This is tense here. This could go. James could survive this, but we'll wait. We'll see if Aiden's any good at rolling 6s here. Oh, it wasn't a 6. It was on a 6 and it rolled over onto a 3. So, James, you can roll here. 3+. Come on, preserve. Emperor's Shield.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Titan.
2.
No.
The shot goes through. D3 hull points. Good roll here. Caused big trouble. Another 1. Another hull point comes through. 4 out of 9 down. Last round coming through now. 6 would spoil the show for the Imperium. It's off the table, dear. Here we go. Aiden picks up the dice. It was a 6 on the floor, by the way, but he's going to keep it on the table. Oh, 5. So James needs to throw a 3+ here to preserve this one. And then the Titan survives here on just half its hull points taken away. 3+, James. Come on, you can do it. It's a Space Marine save.
It's in the will of the Emperor that I roll this dice.
The Emperor's watching from his tower, by the way, just up the top there. So
It's the first time we've stood 2 Titans.
yeah, it'll be pride. No, you get a badge. A 1. It's D3. It won't be enough to destroy it, but he could get a nasty hit here. He rolls a 5, so you can add another 3 hull points.
That is
7.
7.
7. There'll be 2 left. So it has survived, but it's taken a battering here, and void shields are down. So survives here. That's good for the game here, James. At least we'll get to fire back once. But we'll let the Eldar press on here with the rest of their shooting on turn 1. Right, so shooting phase here. The rest of the shooting, since we saw that display of firepower against James's Scout Titan. So here, these firing through, not too good at all. Trying to fire at Greven here. You can see Greven died. He died a different way than being shot from the skies. Shots there, getting 3+ cover save, +1 for night fighting, 2+. That protected him very well indeed. We declared our shield here to face sideways, but it wasn't enough to protect Greven from the attacks that came. Haywire blasters firing through, and then blasters from this squad in here, and then caught from behind an ambush with the 6 Bright Lances firing into there as well. It was enough to bring him down. Actually, he was killed by pulsar rounds, wasn't it, from the Scorpion Mark II? Yes. Finished him off. He was on 1 hull point remaining after all those attacks. We were doing so well. But then pulsar shots coming through. It's twin links, so 2 blasts, both hitting, and then the first roll that Aiden rolled was a 6. Just bypassed everything, even invuln saves, cover saves, and Greven was destroyed. The resulting explosion here from him being destroyed scattered this way and then not causing any damage to the other models on the higher levels of the buildings. So selfless there with Greven. He died in a way that didn't cause any hurt to his brethren, but he has gone. Didn't even last a turn. But that's typical Apocalypse. Things don't last long, especially when they're targeted from multiple angles. The blasters from here, they didn't fire at Greven. They fired across here at the Predator, destroying that. Explodes result. No wounds coming through. A wound here on one of the Centurions. That was firepower from the Scatterbikes across here, just within range 36. Sun Cannon here from the Wraith Knight firing through. Decent cover save. But one of the Terminators brought down. Couldn't go to ground with them because the Chaplain is fearless and zealot with those. Out of range of the Wave Serpent, so Aiden's moved it forwards to there. That's right. The 2 fire prisms, 2 penetrating hits, but cover saves passed before that Predator was destroyed. Rhino destroyed just here. Ravagers firing through, and then Matt finishing it off. What finished off the
Ravager?
The Ravagers was one of the Ravagers coming through. One of the shots caused an explodes result. Passing pinning, no casualties on that 5-man team, but a Rhino destroyed just there. We're not playing First Blood in this game, thankfully. So, not for Apocalypse. So that's that down there. Imperial forces, there's still a lot of them on the table, but their key units, I think, are being targeted here. And the loss of the Imperial Knight here will be felt quite badly there by the Imperial forces. Then around here, just 1 wound taken, a load of AP2 shots coming through, but passing at strength 5, so passing a 6 up in Vun, and then rolling 3 6s for Feel No Pains, just 1 wound coming through on the infiltrators there. So that unit is virtually intact. So they should be able to turn and cause trouble here for this Dark Eldar large skimmer. It's called a Tantalus. Yes, that's that one just there. These haven't been touched or targeted at all. Warp spiders that were here targeted the land speeders. They jinked, but we couldn't prevent all the shots from coming through. So 1 hull point remaining on this one, 1 wrecked, and the one in the middle blew up. The guys inside here firing down. Assault squad killing the
Flamer and a regular Marine.
Flamer and a regular Marine. Okay, killed in there. Morale's been passed for them. Yeah, Morale's holding. Okay. Tactical Marines up here have all been killed. We'll just go on the other side. We'll explain how they met their grisly end. So they were shot at by scatter bikes and poisoned weaponry. And the good thing about Dark Eldar, night vision for them, so the cover save's not really helping as much, or the night fight is not helping as much. So loads of poisoned rounds, scatter bike fire coming through, just reducing those squads down, all of them dying there. So 10 Marines gone. Then down here, Predator, a hull point on him, that was from
the Ravager.
From the Ravager at the back here. Okay, coming through. Has he done a run move? He's run, okay. These scatter bikes fired through. Looks like Marines being brought down here. 2 of them there, they passed them around.
Yeah, they passed them around.
Okay, they're holding just there. So looking not too bad. Flat out move here, jetpack. Jet bike move with these. They've crossed over onto, behind the barricades here for the Dark Eldar Reavers. Come across here, striking Scorpions, firing their pistols, causing a wound just there. Yep, but other than that, Tech Marine and the Thunderfire Cannon are still there. These fired, we saw that firing at the Titan. Aiden's moved to here. So he's moved within the footprint of this building. We have to reveal that Karandras is not in there either. So now leaves it just to these 2 buildings. So Warp Spiders, they shot at these, along with the other Warp Spider unit here, and bringing those down, penetrating, glancing hits coming through. Cover saves, protecting us to some degree, but it was just plastered with so many hits, they were destroyed. So Matt happy with getting rid of those. Warp Spiders then have since done a jetpack move into here, and we can reveal that Karandras is not in this building either. So that logically means, and we'd have to declare it anyway, look, Warp Spider's moving into the template of that building as well. So Karandras is here, being guarded by the unit of Skitarii Rangers. So there he is, we just placed the model on the table. So now, all of a sudden, 3 points here, 3 points here, this is a 6-point concentration here. So that just gives a big incentive for the Eldar and Dark Eldar to capture this position. So that's all the shooting done. Have to say, pretty good for the Imperium. They've weathered a 10,000 point Eldar Dark Eldar attack here, and have come off pretty good. Titan just about alive. It's a bit of a miracle, really. But Graven died, sadly. The Knight's quest for him didn't even get underway. But Imperial forces still plenty of them on the table. And it'll be their turn 1 coming up next. In such desperate times as these, with Eldar assaulting, and Dark Eldar and Eldar forces popping up all over the table. The location of Karandras has been found. Objectives now under threat all across this sector. It's at times like these you need an ally that has a bit of punch. Yes, the Blood Angels will be arriving on turn 1. We'll see where they decide to land. Can they thwart this Eldar Dark Eldar attack? We'll have to see. We'll go on to turn 1 now for this Imperial Grand Alliance. Right, so movement here for the Imperial Grand Alliance on turn 1. It's like a scene from a Warhammer 40,000 piece of artwork here. Blood Angels have descended. So we're going to try and shoot one Revenant Titan down and then try and hammer one in close combat. That's the plan that the Blood Angels will assist the other Space Marine chapters in. So descending here. So we brought down the regular drop pods first of all. They're armed with Lakita beacons. That's this one here. The squad got out. Then everything within 6 from other formations that landed. There's no scatter. So one landed there. One landed just here. So after this one landed, we landed the Archangel's orbital intervention force, which is the Terminators. They can launch disordered charges when they land. So all within 6, not scattering. One here, and one there. Going to try and go after this Wraith Knight here as well. Then Dante's Golden Host landed here and here. No scatter for them. They will be allowed to assault as well, disordered charge. And then we also landed the Chapter Ancients formation. That's the 3 Dreadnoughts. They have landed here. And one's landed just there. We're going to choose to shoot with these as they land. And then we get to shoot with them again on the Imperial Alliance shooting phase. So that's all the Blood Angels descending down. A bit of a shock landing here for them, landing right in amongst this Eldar attack on the right-hand flank. So a strong Imperial presence here. This should be able to tie up and slow down the Eldar, Dark Eldar attack on this side. Not as strong on the other. Try and deal with the Revenant Titans is the key here at the moment. Then Karandras has been discovered, so both sides now can react to that. The Imperial cover is blown. They know where he is. He's in here. So they'll have to try and deal with the Eldar, Dark Eldar, who now know where Karandras is. So holding position here with these. Holding position, Assault Marines jumping up and over using their jump packs. There's a Thunderhammer Sergeant there, so they better charge into the Reavers. Then across here, the combat squad charging in there with the Assault Marines. They're getting ready to charge in. And then just as we are reporting on the movement here, intercept is being resolved as we speak. And this Storm Raven was just about to announce that it's arrived, but it's arrived and then been shot out of the sky. So following the rules, the updated rules here for the Revenant Titans, they're armed with interceptor missiles here at strength 8, AP3, range 48. So these have actually intercepted one of James's Storm Ravens. What happened to the Dreadnought, James?
It's immobilised.
Oh, Dreadnought's immobilised and one of the Terminators killed as well. So a bit of a blow there for the Ultramarines. Their flyers have been intercepted now. So both armies have an intercept. Never knew about the Revenant Titans having that ability. They've got really good here, these Titans now, with the updated rules. Combat squads disembarked, so they'll be able to shoot but not charge. 2 Storm Talons have turned up here to try and take these out here. They are a threat. They dealt out 2 hull points there to the Scout Titan, just ignoring the Wave Serpent here. And then this combat squad on the move. And then for the Blood Angels, 2 Storm Ravens have turned up just to there. Just to report on Void Shields here, James has recovered 1. He'll be glad to have that shield back. Infiltrators on the move, getting ready to charge here. Vanguard descending down, getting ready to charge against these. This one holding, should be able to fire a missile at one of these flyers. Trying to react to these, they can pick up a victory point for each unit or character that they kill. Dangerous, tough unit here. 3+ save, 4+ feel no pain, rerolling 1. So it's a real churn to try and get through them. Holding position here. The combat squad's deeming it safer to go out into open ground than stay there, so they've surged ahead. Got melter bombs there with the sergeants, so might be able to charge into this Wave Serpent here. Brother Australius and his lone marine that survived, holding position here. He's armed with an instant death weapon. Combat squad just there. Terminators advancing out to meet the threat. Centurions falling back. Rhino trying to make an escape. And that's looking about it. So you can see across here, not dealing with this part of the Eldar force that is attacking, virtually intact. There'll be some shooting take place, but most of the emphasis is on the other side there against the Eldar, Dark Eldar attack on their right hand flank. So movement done. Another Storm Ravens turned up here to lend some fire support. So a lot of flyers here in this game for both sides. Imperium boasting a good number, 4 Storm Ravens. Nope, sorry, make that 3. One of them's been blown out of the sky with intercept. So that is movement done. Intercept is completed. We do have those dreadnoughts to let them shoot in their movement phase. We'll get that resolved and then go on to psychic phase next. Right, so Chapter Ancients firing here with their frag cannons, and they have caused 1 hull point on here. It's not a cover save that they get, it's a hollow field. It's 4+ to see the original, not the hologram, so cover's not going to make any difference. And then here, we destroy the transport here, and then these actually need to get out within the template of where the vehicle exploded. Yeah, no, we've just put those back to there. That's it wasn't a wreck, it was an explodes result, so they've deployed within the template of the blast. Okay, so that's that done. We'll go on to psychic phase next for the Imperial. Psychic phase here, a bit of a disaster and a calamity here for the Imperial forces, very much confounded by the sheer weight of psychic presence here by the Eldar, but tried to cast Foreboding here. Would have meant we could fire at normal ballistic skill with Overwatch. It was blocked anyway by the Eldar, and then realised can't fire Overwatch with Centurions anyway. So that was it. That was it. We only rolled a 2 and then +4 for the Psychers on the table, so that was the only power we could do. It's pretty uneventful, as opposed to the Eldar Psychic phase, which is powers going off all over the place. So definitely they dominate the table as far as psychic ability is concerned. But for sheer willpower, strength and honor
For my crack.
yes, then the Imperium have that at least. We'll go on to shooting phase here now for the Grand Alliance. We'll see if they can strike back here against this Eldar, Dark Eldar attack. Right, so we'll start off with the Titan. James looking forward to this. It might be the only chance he gets to shoot this thing in this game. She's going to fire all the way across this Titan. Now, I said to James, can you deal with this Revenant Titan with shooting? He says,
full of confidence.
Right, he said yes.
The Emperor is with me. We withstood 2 Titans.
You realise you could be shooting at a hologram?
Doesn't matter. Still going to take the risk.
Okay.
I must be risking war.
I'm full of doubt here. First one
Full of
hits.
faith, I am. And the second one, ooh, 4 inches.
4 inches. It may still hit. We'll figure this one out. Yeah, it still touches the base. It's hard to miss here against these bigger models. So 2 chances. So 4 plus.
4 plus, see if you hit me.
Yeah. So 1, 2, or 3 hit a hologram. Come on, James. Aim for the true target, not a hologram.
5.
He hits the true target. Next one. Come on. We need 2 plum hits. Good for you. My doubt has been rebuked here. James's faith has been consolidated here. Right, yes. So here we go. Results. Double 6, please, and we can all rejoice. 1's a lucky escape and a 3. Could have been... It's auto pen. D3 hull points. So we have failed in our task here of killing this thing. 3 hull points, though. Not too bad. Is it a 9 hull point?
Yeah, it's got 6.
It is. All right, so 6 hull points left. 1/3 destroyed. Nowhere near enough. So the wounds go on. We'll press on with the rest of the shooting phase here. Bit of disappointment for the Imperium. Could have been worse, though. It could have done no damage at all. We'll let James continue with his Titan. He's going to choose what to fire with the other weapon. But its firepower does not match that of the Eldar. That's incredible firepower from those 2 Revenant Titans. They'll dominate the table if they stay alive. That's what the Blood Angels can do. Very, very close by at the moment. We'll see if they can bring down more hull points on this thing. All right, so shooting here. We're going to capture this because it's quite eventful. So the first frag cannon firing through. So it's 2 automatic. Well, it's not automatic hit here. We've hit the target, but 4 pluses for it to actually find... No, she's shot at holograms twice. Dazed or confused the first Dreadnought. We are allowed to fire twice. Once in the movement phase, once this phase. It's the special bonus for the formation. There is a heavy flamer underneath. 4 plus to hit, yes. 5 or 6 to cause trouble, no. So the next one, a heavy flamer underneath for him. Hits the target, 5 or 6, no. Maybe not rolling this crater anymore. The next one, 2 frag cannon hits. They both hit holograms as well. This is going disastrously wrong here at the moment for the Blood Angels. So Dreadnought's failing, just firing at mirages here. Assault squads, and each of these are armed with 2 melters each. Could cause trouble. Throw a crack grenade from each as well. Try and pick up a glancing hit. Just need to remember 6 plus night fighting actually here as well. That wouldn't have counted for those ignores cover shots. It was rolled for this shot that came through but failed. Pressing on here then. 2 melters from this first squad. Double 1. They have missed. We'll throw a crack grenade. Hits the target. 6 to... No, nothing from that. So that's that one resolved. Next squad. 2 melters. 1 hits. 4 plus to hit the true target. No. Crack grenade. Misses. Now we're on crack grenade for the last squad. Misses. 2 melters. They've both hit. 4 plus to hit the right target. Double 4. Well done. Using Aiden's dice here. Thank you. 2 6 plus night fighting saves to block these. I'll just let them roll now. No. So the first one, we're trying to hit armor 12. That's 8. 14. That goes through. And the next one, that goes through as well. So 2 AP1 hits. Could cause trouble. That is a 6 and a 4, so just 2 hull points dealt out here on the Revenant Titan. Okay, so one more squad here, just a regular combat squad just there. There's a combi melter there, so we'll roll this one up. He hits, 4 plus to hit a true target. Just short on a 3. Heavy flamer, so that hits the right target there. 5 or 6, yes. So no cover save, no. So it's a hull point dealt out by heavy flamer. We'll just do a crack grenade here, needing a 3. That has missed on a 1. Right, a few more shots to go. Bolters might be able to pick up glancing hits here. So bolters here, needing 3s. And then we're after hitting the true target, just one of them. And then a 6 plus. Quite a long process here. No, failed. So... failed in their task here, just picking up a number of hull points, but not destroying the Revenant Titan. So, a bit of a shame that the Blood Angels have failed in their orbital intervention task here. Elusive target, the Revenant Titan, hard to get rid of. Just a lot of shots hitting that hologram projection. We'll press on the rest of the shooting here for the Space Marines and Skitarii. Right, so shooting phase continues on here. We've done most of it, finished. A bit disappointing there with the Blood Angels assault coming down, just not getting enough hits through against Revenant Titan, but pushing on here. No damage done through a couple of crack grenades, but no damage there. You can see a flyer's been brought down here. That was the Honor Guard Dune Crawlers, just in range of 2 of them. Gatling rocket launchers bringing that down, ignoring cover. So excellent anti-aircraft cover from them. So just added an appropriate smoke for that one, brought down, scattered to here, no damage done, any targets underneath. Some wounds coming through against these. Nasty target, this one. A wound here, that was from this squad. A wound here, that was fire from these squads up here. And then a wound just here as well, that's from the Centurion Devastators. Rhino passing dangerous trainer moving to there. You can see the Scourges have gone, aircraft firepower coming down from here, and this Storm Raven as well, destroying those. Also brought 2 down with the Skitarii Rangers just over there in the building, just before the Rhino moved in front. Down here, 1 hull point dealt out, that was from the Vanguard firing through on the outflanking walkers just there, the scouts. Then James firing the plasma blast gun, rapid mode across here, wanted to hit these, it scattered, landed over here, but passing cover saves for the Marines, so no damage done from that weapon. Then this is the Storm Raven that's crashed and burned, mobilised Dreadnought to here, tragic, it's the one with the seismic hammer. So they've just landed, so there's 4 of them left, 1 of them died in that result, so crashing right into the tower here, it's chaos at this end. Some Scorpions, any Scorpions killed, James, at all? 2 Scorpions brought down, alright. From here it was a heavy flamer firing through. Then across here 2 Reavers brought down, that was 5 from the Storm Raven gunship just up here, and then one of them, one of the casualties from there, and then one of the casualties from this Assault Marine combat squad just there. So Imperium have replied here with their shooting. They've damaged both of the Revenant Titans, but they have failed to destroy them. They're alive, and they'll be able to move away here, because I reckon we've got no units that are allowed to assault in this particular zone, and then across here too far away to reach with others as well. So they are an elusive enemy here, these 2 Revenant Titans. If they're allowed to shoot and for the whole game, the Imperium will be in trouble. But it's all about objectives here. It's all about capturing, controlling these objectives. There's still a while to go before the Eldar and Dark Eldar will be able to do that. So that is the shooting phase finished. Not too bad. Been a pretty good reply here from the Imperium, but I reckon a bit of a disappointment. We'll go on to assaults next, some charges to roll up next. Alright, so charges taking place here all across the table. So the Imperium, plenty of options as far as assault's concerned. 2 units of Terminators have ploughed into the Wraith Knight here. Disordered charge, all the charges are disordered just for the formations, but charging both of the Wave Serpents here. Sanguinary Guard reaching here, and the jet bikes just there. Dante leading a charge against 3 units. Wave Serpent, Venom, and also the jet bikes just at the back. So multiple charges here from this Blood Angels intervention force. Then along here, charging the Reavers. James's 5 Assault Marines going in just there. James's Assault Marines charging in here as well. Rust Stalkers charging in, losing 2 of their number from Overwatch, of those strength 6 hits coming through, but the rest of them have made it into combat against the Warp Spiders. Infiltrators charging in here. Charge down here, the Vanguard charging in. They've got haywire ability, so might be able to deal with the walkers just there. Then across here, the 2 units of Imperial Fist, good charge rolls from them. They have made it into contact against the Wave Serpent just there. So that is charges done. We'll get some combats resolved now. Alright, so combat's resolved here. We've seen this Wave Serpent destroyed melter bombs well placed and causing that to explode. No casualties on... No, 1 Dire Avenger killed here. The rest are okay and they're not pinned, but good result there for those tactical Marines charging forwards. Then across here we lost 1 of the Vanguard, but brought down and destroyed with haywire 1 of the walkers just there. So they'll continue on in that fight, locked in combat now. Across here, rear armour 12, so difficult here for the infiltrators to cause damage on this skimmer, so just 1 hull point dealt out. Then around here, the Warp Spiders were destroyed by the Rust Stalkers, and they've consolidated 1 inch. Right, so in the combat here, the Reavers actually won the combat there, the Agonizer killing the Sergeant and challenged a couple of other Marines, and then hit and run, they've pulled back and moved back to just there. So they'll be freed up to move off and shoot an assault next turn. Then the Raider here was destroyed by the charging Assault Marines. And then combats and the big fight down here went quite well for the Blood Angels. The Terminators, well, not actually in this combat. Terminators here dishing out 3 wounds against the Wraith Knight. A deadly roll of a 6 with a stomp virtually destroyed 1 unit, just leaving though just the one behind. He passed morale and continued on in the fight, but then another stomp didn't cause any wounds, but losing the combat overall, the other unit has ran back 9 inches just to there. The Terminators charged in the Wave Serpents. They've destroyed both of their targets, both of the Eldar squads getting out, not being pinned. And across here, Sanguinary Guard and Dante wiping out all of their targets. The jet bike's gone, Venom killed just here, Wave Serpent killed just over there, and then they've consolidated on their position. But wiping out targets there, a nasty threat now. In the centre of this Eldar attack is Commander Dante and his Sanguinary Guard. But still, the 2 Revenant Titans remain alive, as do all of the Wraith Knights at the moment. So difficult here for the Imperium. They're causing damage, but they're not killing the big stuff. And they fouled in their ambush here to bring down at least 1 of the Titans. So turn 1 finishes. It's been the longest turn 1 I think we've ever played. It's been going on for a couple of hours here. But turn 1 is resolved. So much has happened. I don't think we've ever seen so much happen in 1 turn here for either side. But that is resolved. We'll go on to the second turn now as the Eldar and the Dark Eldar allies continue their attack. They know where Karandras is, and the objectives are up for grabs all across the table. Alright, so we're on the second turn here for the Eldar and Dark Eldar. They're starting their moves. There's so much going on this battlefield here. There's little battles taking place all across the table. And then there's the big questions that we have as well. The Titans fighting here. The big targets need to be brought down for both sides. There's 2 here for the Eldar. And then here the Imperial Titan, which is in trouble. It's only got 2 hull points left. It does have a Void Shield, but maybe one more round from one of those Revenant Titans should bring it down. We've lost the Imperial Knight early on in the game, so it'll be the smaller units will be the best hope for the Imperium. Along with the Flyers as well. Storm Ravens are pretty good. They could gang up and try and take down one of these Titans as well. 2 hull points on this one. 4 hull points caused on this one. They're 9 hull points each. And remember, up in the other corner, there is a Scorpion Mark II super heavy tank as well. And 3 Wraith Knights are alive and well for the Eldar and Dark Eldar as well. So still, they retain much of their strength. The Blood Angels' assault has come down, but it has not been too effective. Just to mention the terrain that we're using here, it's a mixture of my own terrain here and then club terrain here at SSWG. That's the Wargaming club that we play at. It's based in Southend-on-Sea in Essex. So if you're ever in that area, you're welcome to come along and join. It's a great club. They play all sorts of gaming systems, loads of historical games, and then a lot of 40k as well. But you can check out their website. It's sswg.co.uk. So that's sswg.co.uk. Loads of picture galleries on there, news of different events taking place, and maybe you can come down at one time and join in a game here at the club. But a big thanks to them for letting us host this big game here. So I would say the defences have been breached here. They sort of hold it here, not too bad. Marines have been cleared out from the front bunker here, though. There's none manning the battlements now. They've been poisoned and shot to bits by Eldar jet bikes and Dark Eldar venoms. And then around the other side here, definitely a breach in the defences here with this nasty Dark Eldar formation, full of wounds, so hard to kill. They're going to create a real dead zone around here. The best option for the Imperial units is just to flee away from them, because it's a victory point for each unit that they kill. So a lot of victory points potentially could be picked up by them if they manage to take out a number of units in close combat. Is it shooting or just close combat for their victory point bonus? Just in close combat. So that's the desire for these things. They're quite slow, but if they reach units in combat and destroy them, they'll pick up plenty of victory points. So pressing on the movement here, flyers, vector dancing and turning, just going to there. They're in decent range now to exchange fire with the Imperial flyers. Now these are attack craft. For the current rules, we'll be on 6s to hit. Full ballistic skill though for the Eldar fighters. They do have the advantage in this fight in the skies. Eldar over here reacting to the Blood Angel threat now, so it's really disrupted their clean sweep across the table, pulling back here with the fire prisms. Ravager, Scorpion Mark II swinging round and turning as well. Wraith Knight pulling back, so Eldar, Dark Eldar now in this area. They haven't headed off in this direction, so Blood Angels have definitely disrupted this assault for sure, but hasn't really had the impact that we were perhaps hoping for. Ravager moving back to here. Dire Avengers pulling back to there. So these spreading out and moving 6 inches as well, so they're doing their advance. Dire Avengers down here in the Warlock on the move in this direction. They'll quite happily shoot at the Marines. Then across here, leaving combat. They're not locked, it's just a vehicle. It's gone on top of here and then has disembarked within 6. The Incubi, can imagine them jumping off the hull here, landing in the road, and then getting ready to assault across here against the Vanguard. So they need to be careful. That's a unit that will dice through them very quickly indeed. Then the Reaver Titan has jumped across. At 36 inches it goes. It's come across from there and then landed right here. So jumping without any fear into the heart of the Imperial city, so a real breach of the defences now. And I'm just looking across the other side of the table. The other ones leaped across into Imperial territory as well. It's definitely making their presence known in the heart of the Imperial city now. So defences being breached, can't stop them. They're encroaching and moving in here with leaps and bounds. Then continuing movement around here, Ravager backing off, Venom backing off, squads disembarking here to try and shoot at Dante and his squad. You've got the Fire Dragons here in the area. They could cause trouble with Warlock with them. Dire Avengers here with Warlock, just trying to contain the Blood Angels here in this area. If they can keep them in this area and away from their other units. Wraith Knight getting ready to swing in and assault. He should be able to plough into the Blood Angels, no problem. Jet bikes here, but I don't think they'll be there for much longer. They may well move further up the table later on. Then across here with these, starting to move off in this direction. Nasty unit that they are. And then the other unit that was down in the bunker, starting to cross the bridge here and go after Karandras. So he may be rescued if they can reach in combat. So potential way to pick up some victory points and secure objectives. Here with the Warp Spiders manoeuvring, getting ready to lay down some firepower against the Skitarii Rangers as well. Reaver jet bikes moving to here. And you reckon that is about it. So movement done, just that Reaver Revenant Titan here as well, jumping up on top. So quite a sight here as it bears down upon the Imperium. That's the angle. There's the other one in the top corner, facing off against the Scout Titan here. James says he wished he'd brought another one, but he doesn't have another one of these models yet. He'll have to paint another one of those up if he ever gets one. So movement done. We'll go into Psychic phase next for the Eldar and Dark Eldar. Okay, he's kicking off here with invisibility. Tried to block it. Wraith Knight's gone invisible here as he prepares to charge. That's going to cause trouble here for the Blood Angels. Jinx cast on this unit, so they drop to 3+ armor save. Jinx goes off on this unit, drop to a 3+ armor save. So both of those units now, their Artificer armor now dropping to 3+. Psychic Stream cast down here against these Terminators. One of them killed in 1 saves, keeping 4 of them alive. So pressing on with the Psychic phase here, once again Eldar dominating the table with their Psychic abilities. Big pool of dice, loads of different powers to choose from, and pretty good ones as well as we've seen so far. Mind War going off here against Commander Dante, needs to be careful. Rolled up there, we've beat Aiden there with that roll. Could have been trouble there for Dante, but he has survived the Mind War. And the last dice roll, Shrouded here, tried to cast, failed to go off. So Psychic phase done. Not too bad at all there from the Eldar. Go on to their shooting phase next. Right, so on shooting phase here, this Revenant Titan will try and deal out the final blow to the Scout Titan just there. So, 4 shots. Take it you're going to plough all 4 into this. Yes, okay, so it's declared. I suppose Aiden won't mind if the shots are wasted if it's brought down. So, first one coming in. Hits. It's just virtually going to hit every time here. Hits. This is the big scale stuff here. That's a big scatter. 10, less 4, 6. This one could miss. I think it's still going to clip the base. Oh, there, yeah, no, that's still a hit. And then the last one coming in. There's danger it could scatter onto here or something, so we'll keep rolling. No, that's hit as well. So 4 hits. 1 dice at a time. Here we go. So the first one is a 3. Penetrating hit. James will get cover.
Yep.
4+. Come on, James. Come on. Oh, it was on a 5. Void Shield, yeah, he has to negate the Void Shield. Now he's open for attacks here. The next one coming through is a 1. Lucky escape. 2 left to go off table. He rolls it. It's a 3. James, it's not guaranteed to die, but it would be helpful to save this one. So.
If I fail this, I'm going to die. It's got 7 whole points.
2 left.
2 left. So, 4+. No. 3 is fouled. D3 hull points. Chance for Aiden to kill him. It's gone on a 6. High fives going on here at the table.
Hold on.
Titan destroyed. Used it.
Lost it.
Used it up.
Oh.
Oh dear, finally. It was tight though. He survived a good while. It's taken a second round of shooting from 2 Revenants, so fair credit here. We'll work out the destruction, but the Scout Titan goes down. The hearts here of the Imperial forces no doubt will sink as they hear that titanic explosion take place. The largest model for them is gone. Eldar Revenant Titans dominating the table. We'll press on with the rest of the shooting here as the Eldar, Dark Eldar press on their attack. It's going well for them. Right, so shooting, a little bit left to do, but most of it resolved just here. You can see the Blood Angels' heavy toll has been dealt out upon them. Dante's squad with their 3+ armor save, starting to take casualties. That was fire from Dire Avengers here. Fire prisms coming through as well, scatter jet bikes, Ravagers. These squads disembarking, letting off a load of poison shots as well, wiping out 1 squad. Dante's taken a wound, and then a couple of models there. They are fearless, they'll carry on, but their numbers more than halved just there. Terminators targeted here and wiped out. That was firepower from the pulsars of the Scorpion Mark II Super Heavy, just tucked at the top of the table just there. These units mainly remain intact. Fire Dragons, though, moving around with a 6-inch battle focus move, fired through and immobilised this Dreadnought just here. Ravager fire coming through, but passing cover save for the drop pod. No damage done. Wraith Knight preparing to charge. Moving through here with these grotesques, I think they're called. Jet bikes manoeuvring on top of here, on top of the bunker. Right, I can see why they've done it. They've secured an objective. Dangerous terrain all passed for those. So they'll sit on top of the objective, jinking, maybe getting shrouded just there. So claiming the objective here quite early in the game. Reavers firing through, killed a Terminator by the looks of it. One of those brought down. Thunderfire cannon destroyed. That was Scorpions firing through with their pistols. And then preparing to charge as well. So trouble for the Imperium here. Number of Rust Stalkers brought down. That was shots from the Wave Serpent here, firing through the Strength 6. A couple of instant death results there, but they're fearless. They'll carry on here. Orc Spiders were here, fired off at the Skitarii Rangers holding Karandras. 4 of them brought down, and then jumping down to just there. We saw the destruction of James's Titan. So then round here, the other Revenant Titan firing this direction. Not many targets left, but he's elected to fire down here. 4 dice rolls had shots coming through, would have wiped them out, but passing 4 out of 4 invuln saves with these, they have remained intact. So then across here, just looking to see if there's any more shootings taken place. Marines were wiped out and destroyed here. The ones that destroyed the Wave Serpent, they were wiped out by Dire Avengers, who have then since moved in this direction to here. They moved off in that direction. Scatter bikes brought down the Marines here as well, wiping them out and starting to move in towards the Imperial positions. So firepower from here for the Eldar has been pretty effective, firing out of the Blood Angels across the table and across in this direction as well. So we reckon that is all the shooting done. Did these fire their blasters?
Yes.
And the
Rhino.
destroyed the Rhino. Okay, that's gone up in smoke. Warp Spiders here as well. They've jumped up on top of the balcony there. Flyers firing across took a hull point. And lock velocity of that will have to go 18 straight ahead. And then a hull point taken here. That was fire from the Tantalus firing up with snapshots. Okay, so shooting phase finished. Pretty effective. Assaults, there should be a good few of them. So we'll roll up charges and Overwatch next. Right, so charges going ahead here. Wraith Knight charging in. Did take a wound on Overwatch. 2 melters firing, one of them hit, wounded, failing a 5+ invuln and feel no pain. So not too bad, but that squad will be in trouble. Charging here, the Grotesques hit the Predator, and the Assault Marines will just tuck him in to there. That's another combat that will go ahead. Then across here, Grotesques tried to charge across here, but have failed to reach. Needed about 10 across the difficult terrain. Reavers have made it into combat. No Overwatch could be done against them. These have made it into combat down here as well with Prince Uriel. Incubi have made it into combat here against the Vanguards. They will be in trouble. Then this unit here, the large units charged in contacting the Terminators. No damage from Overwatch here. Centurions, this combat squad here as well. And then this squad's turned and then charged into the Rhino just here. That's all the charges taking place. So Eldar, Dark Eldar launching their own counter-attacking here. Seems to be going well for them. It's a null zone, a dead zone around here created by this formation arriving on the table. Imperial units will need to pull away from it because they're going to pick up victory points for every unit they kill. So a nasty combination here. Definitely the defences have been breached in a very unpleasant way here by these things coming on. They're all monstrous creatures, so they could cause real trouble for the Imperial Fists. Seems to be in every apocalypse we do, the Imperial Fists have a rough time. They were wiped out by chaos last time round. But wherever the fighting's the worst and the toughest, there you'll find the Imperial Fists. It's quite a reputation for them, but they don't stand too much chance in these combats. But we'll go on to combat resolution next. Right, so combat's resolved here. No damage on either side, so drawn melee, that one continues. Right, so this combat here resolved. He easily won, wiping out the squad. Virtually just one left, broke morale, fallen back just as they escaped, wasn't caught. And then consolidation of 5 inches here with the invisible Wraith Knight. So Blood Angels taking a real hammering here in this game. Their initial assault failed, and then they've been struck back hard. You can see the casualties for them mounting up here, being removed from the game. Melees across here. Terminators losing a couple of their number. No hit and run. Route check passed. That's an ongoing melee. Scorpions, mission accomplished, and going back into that, they've killed the Tech Marine. Right, then just the rest of the combats here, you can see a clear out taking place here from these. So the lone chaplain remains. He's fearless. His Terminator's slain around him. So Chaplain Titus stands at the foot of the Space Marine statue. His Terminator comrades all dead, but fearless he remains and has held these off, enabling them to escape. The others broke morale. The Marines here and the Centurions all running away, but they couldn't be caught here by these because of the chaplain locking them down in combat. So a noble sacrifice there from him. The melee will continue, but devastating results here. The Imperial Fists have been cleared out from this area. So a breach in the defences here for sure. Definitely with the Eldar Revenant Titan leaping over the top. Down here, the Inquisition made short work of the Walkers, and no damage on them. That's just 1 hull point left, and a weapon destroyed from a previous result. So that's that combat resolve. We're just looking around to see if anything else has been done. No, it's all finished. So turn 2 finished for the Eldar here. Definitely on the rise and definitely dishing out more damage. But it's a chance now for the Imperial side to strike back. They still have plenty of units on the table. Their strongest unit, the Titan, is down. But these Revenant Titans are damaged. And if the Imperium are clever, they may be able to bring 1 or 2 of them down. There's still a chance that that could happen. We will go on to the Grand Alliance turn 2 coming up next. It's not over yet. Alright, so moving for the Imperium here. I've got a sense that the game's not over yet. They've got some chance to dish out some damage. We'll show you what they've come up with here as the plan. So ongoing melee here. Dante and his squad have turned around and headed off in this direction to try and aid the lone Terminator Sergeant. Then jumps Marines landing here, getting ready to charge the Dark Eldar warriors just there. These just move 2 inches just to lend some fire support in this direction. Come around here, immobilise with this Dreadnought. This one's gone 6 to the edge of terrain here, getting ready to charge. This one, we were going to go here, but instead going to head off in this direction. I'm going to try and take out these grotesques here who are in combat. Rallied with him, he'll be able to charge. Marines coming across as well. An assault squad coming across, getting ready to charge also. The Terminators here rallied 3 inches. They've consolidated, getting ready to charge the Fire Dragons. Tactical squad, or 5-man tactical squad here, getting ready to fire and charge as well. These have jumped across, Librarian with them. Then we've covered this down here. Then a plan to try and bring down this Titan. It's got 4 hull points already, 5 left. We've got 2 Storm Talons continuing to fly. They'll be able to shoot at it here. 2 Storm Ravens, potentially be able to fire at it also. So that's a fair amount of shooting that could come through. Combat squad here, getting ready to go after the jet bikes. Ongoing melee down here. Just going to ignore the Wave Serpent. We know it can grab objectives, but not much we can do about that at the moment. Skitarii Rangers have left. Karandras is just tucked there in the ruins, and they're standing on the bridge here, going to try and block the grotesques coming across. Combat squad down here, going to focus their attention on these. Then for trying to deal with the warp spiders that are here, you can see the rust stalkers moving up the road. They'll try and charge across the terrain to reach them. James's assault squad moving across. They'll try and charge the grotesques also. So fair bit of firepower, especially from the air cover for the Imperium. Infiltrators then manoeuvring. A poor roll from them, so they're just going to try and charge the skimmer. 6 inches move with these. They may shoot and go after this Titan. They can strike at strength 10 in combat, but they will need 6s to hit here with the technology that protects these Revenant Titans. And then down here, rally with the combat squad. They've gone up to here 3 inches. Rally with the Centurions. Bit of firepower available from them. Holding position here with the Hunter. Melee continuing here against the Chaplain. Right, so then just forgot to move the Marines here. So Brother Australis and his squad moving out 5 inches there. We haven't run yet, but 6 inches move with this combat squad that are going to try and escape, just fleeing from these. Victory points available for them for each unit or character that they kill. Combat squad here, going to man the secondary line. They've moved out in this direction. So that is movement done. Storm Raven, locked velocity here, has had to go straight ahead 18 inches. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Imperium. Right, so Psychic Phase done. Dominate was cast here but blocked on a load of 6s, trying to lock down this invisible knight. And then around the other side, just down here, Foreboding cast here with the Librarian. It means reroll to hit. So that means the missiles on there will become reroll misses there. So that's Psychic Phase done. Not too much, but a little bit of help there for the Centurions. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next for the Imperium on turn 2. Right, so Centurions firing here. They're just behind the burning Greven. So twin-linked las cannons. Roll to hit first of all. 2 misses. 3s. 2 hits. Then 4+ to hit the right target. They both do. It's strength 9. Oh, so terrible roll, but rear armor 10 we're hitting, so that's strength 9. That's a glance. There's nothing to do to stop it. And then a penetrating hit. Roll our result. So still 1. So 2 hull points dealt out. There's 5 there in total. 4 remaining. Missiles from the Centurions. They've all hit. Didn't need the re-rolls. Strength. Oh, seeing if we hit. Yes, we do with 2. Now we're at strength 8. 2 penetrating hits here. Okay, yeah, so we can't get explodes results, so 2 more hull points dealt out. That is 7 out of 9. It's a scary moment here for the Revenant Titan. Las Cannon, here catching the rear, 3+, gets the hit, 4+ to hit the right target, yes. This is strength 9. It penetrates on a 6. If we get another 6, there's big trouble. It's a 4, another hull point dealt out. There is 1 hull point remaining on this Revenant Titan. Suddenly, in quick succession, hull points have dropped off this thing here. Alright, so a crack grenade. I'm sorry about this. 3+, it does. If it hits the right target, it does. 4+. Ladies and gentlemen, a crack grenade. Oh, sorry, range.
8.
Right, get that tape measure out. A lone Marine here pulls out a crack grenade and throws it at the any Marine that's within 8 inches from there. He is in range. What a throw. He hurls a crack grenade across the burning Greven Knight here, and it lands and miraculously deals out the last hull point on a Revenant Titan. I thought we'd never see the day bringing one of those things down. A Scout Titan couldn't bring it down, but a crack grenade did. Shock here all across, there's stunned silence all across the table. 1 Revenant Titan brought down, and all of a sudden the Imperium have wrestled back the game. So we're just discussing how on earth that could happen. Maybe the grenade went up, fell down into the pilot's cockpit, and you can imagine him fumbling, trying to throw it back out, and then it detonates and then finishes this thing off. But work out the explosion here. It could land anywhere, could cause all sorts of trouble. Maybe forwards into the warp spiders, and that transport would be good. Right, so that's the Titan come crashing down there. It didn't scatter, it was exactly where it was. The explosion, the resulting explosion did wing one of the Centurions, and then another hull point weapon destroyed here on this Raider. No damage done anywhere else. But what a result there for the Imperium. We have pressed on with other shooting here. Firing here with this squad, brought down one of the jet bikes. Firing here with the lone Marine. Has brought down one of the Dire Avengers. Australis was there, but the fly brought down, that was by the Honour Guard Dune Crawlers here. Another brilliant round of shooting from them, hosing down another air target. But crash and burn, it went forwards 4 inches, and Brother Australis was killed in the explosion. So, but the lone Marine here firing forwards. You can see a missile tracking this flyer that was fired from the Hunter coming across. He missed, so that missile continued to follow that flyer just there. The combat squad here, 5 inches, they've ran just fleeing from these Dark Eldar units down here. Storm Raven has had to go ahead and on snapshots because it jinked. So Twin Link Multi-Melter fired and missed at this flyer in 6s. Twin Link Las Cannon with Power of the Machine Spirit did get a wound here on the Wraith Knight. Alright, so pressing on with the shooting, we're going to film this bit here as well. There's a chance to bring down a second Revenant Titan with Imperial air power. This is a tense moment here, so we'll make a start with this Storm Raven here. It's gone into hover mode, fire across. We're going to fire 2 rockets to start off with, blood rockets. 3s to hit, 2 hits. 4+ to hit the right target. One of them hits a hologram. This is strength 8 with side armor. Failed. A twin-linked multi-melter. I'll just roll 2 dice. It does hit. Does it hit a hologram? It does hit a hologram. It's not going so well here. Assault cannon now firing. 3s to hit. They all hit. We'll see if any hit holograms. Most of them do. Strength 6, a rend would be handy. Failed. So the first Storm Raven's shots, including its rockets, have all bounced off or hit holograms here so far. Revenant Titan remains alive. It's 4 hull points taken. 5 remaining. All right, so yeah, we're just discussing not as good a performance of the dice there, but I know why. It's because it's my own model. That's not why the shots are going through. Another Storm Raven coming here. So 2 more rockets. The last 2, it has already fired 2 incoming. They both hit. Do they hit holograms? They both do. Oh dear. James wants to roll the dice. Assault cannon here. Twin linked. They've all hit. How many hit holograms? Most of them do not. Right, so 6s here are good. There's 2 6s. God, what a result there from the assault cannon. There's no cover in the way. Yeah, so just checking the rules there. They will become an extra D3 on top, so they're automatic penetrating hits. So another 2 hull points there. So we're now on 6 out of 9 hull points here. Yes. Just checking ranges for other weapons. That's James's immobilised dreadnought. Will not be able to contribute here. So we'll press on. That's we've got a twin link multi-melter actually to fire. We'll just roll the 2 dice. We do get hit. This could cause big trouble. Does it hit a hologram? It does not. It finds its mark.
2d6.
2d6 armor penetration. That goes through on a 6 and a 2. So AP1. Yes! Is a 6. Is a 6. So D3 hull points.
2.
Oh! Just the one. Just the one.
No.
So at this stage, does anybody have a crack grenade at this point?
There's a whole...
There's a couple of squads that do. All right, so we haven't reached that stage yet, but we are... Right, so 7 hull points now out of 9. 2 hull points remaining. We've reached an extremely tense stage. Right, so 2 Storm Talons remain. We'll fire with those. Assault Cannon. Ground targets hit. All hit. Do we hit holograms? We do with half of the hits here. 6s. We'll do it. Close, close, close. Skyhammer missile launchers. 2 hits, not twin linked. Holograms. They do hit holograms. There's phantom technology kicking in here. The last Storm Talon. 2s to hit, twin linked with the assault cannon. They all hit. Holograms. 2 of them find their mark. 2 6s, the Titan goes down. A 1 and a 2. Skyhammer missile launchers. 2 1s. He survived. No, he survived this now. It does hit its mark. Strength 7. 11. It bounces off the armour here. So Storm Talons have failed in their task. Alright, so we're just desperately looking around here for targets that we can shoot at. Skitarii can contribute here. The Rangers can fire. Rapid fire range, yes, with the arc rifle. So 2 shots and in freeze. They both hit. 4 pluses to hit the right target. They see 1. This is a haywire here. It's a 2. Alright, so another hull point dealt out there, thanks to these Skitarii Rangers. Yeah, there is a source of firepower we haven't called upon yet, and that's the automated systems that are set up all across the table. They're here. There's Icarus las cannons dotted about all across the table. So those turrets will pivot here and begin firing at the Revenant Titan, seeking for the last hull point to bring it down. We'll start with this one here. So 6s to snap fire at the ground target with the first one. 2 hits. Oh dear. 6s twin link notes are fouled. Do these hit holograms? They do not. Oh dear. I foresee his doom. 6. It is gone. So the last hull point picked off by an automated auto cannon system. Now 2 Titans crashing down. We thought the game was a write-off here. Domination of the table by these 2 Revenant Titans, but both of them have been brought down by concentrated firepower from regular, humble Imperial units. But shock here, surprise, 2 Revenant Titans brought down. If you've stayed with us so far into the game, then you've witnessed a counter-strike here from the Imperium. Truly the Emperor protects. Yes, we are in agreement. For Gilliman. All right, so we'll resolve the damage here, but another Revenant Titan comes crashing down. They've paid the ultimate price for encroaching on this Imperial city. Alright, so after that devastating result, they're pressing on with the rest of the shooting, almost entirely resolved here. So this autocannon across here, fired across at the flyer and brought the last one down. 4 hits coming through and destroying that target. So all the Eldar flyers now are all down and crashed in this area. Then Icarus las cannons, one here, and one across there, 60-inch range, firing snapshots here against the Scorpion, but needing 6s, so needing 5s actually for Skimmer, but no damage coming through from them. Just pretty much all the shooting phase finished here, just a few Blood Angel units still to fire. So, Blood Angel units, these firing through here. Not sure if we've already covered this. They fired here, just one of those left. Morale check need to do for those actually to see if they run. They will hold on a 7. They're okay. Then fire here from this combat squad, firing through heavy flamer and pistols and a grenade. Any damage at all?
No.
None. Okay. And then getting ready to charge here. Getting ready to charge here with Commander Dante. Yeah. And then no shooting around here, just getting ready to charge. So reckon that's all the shooting done. So we'll go on to assaults. There's a number of assaults lined up. There's some key areas. The jet bikes here. These grotesques are a real threat here to multiple objectives and to capturing Karandras, and then grotesques down here as well. But Imperium stands some chance. They've got units on standby. Warp spiders as well to try and bring down. So roll up some charge distances here and Overwatch, and we'll see what units have made it into combat. Right, so multiple charges going ahead. It's gone well for the Rust Stalkers. They've made it into combat, needing 7 inches, and that's what they've got. No damage on Overwatch. There was 1 wound made, but 4 up armor save passed. That's against the Warp Spiders that are just tucked in down there. That's where the Titans fall there. The explosion caused an immobilized result here, but that's all the damage that was caused from him. The explosion landing exactly where he was as well, so no scatter involved, and he's toppled back into the bunker just there. So devastating result. That's in the 2 Revenant Titans brought down. It's made the game even, we reckon, now. Still the Eldar have some heavy support to call upon. There's still 3 Wraith Knights alive, and also the Scorpion Mark II. It's not over for them either, and they've got their second turn in hand, but just some combats going ahead first of all. Right, so charges here. James's tactical squad or combat squad failed, and then 1 or 2 of them are brought down from Overwatch as well, so they're stumbling. And maybe they realise that there's Scorpions inside there. That's why they didn't want to go in. But all these units have made it into combat against these grotesques. James's Assault Marines here have made it into combat against the grotesques over here as well. Charges here. Rolled a 3, failed to charge and reached the Invisible Knight. Then across here, Fire Dragons have been contacted by assaulting Terminators and combat squad. Dark Eldar Warriors here, contacted by this squad just there. And then Dante has charged in here against the Wraith Knight. Chance for glory for him. So assaults, multiple assaults here. Blood Angels contacting multiple units down here, and then trying to deal with Eldar, Dark Eldar units and mop them and clean them away as much as possible. We'll see how these combats go. We'll get these resolved next. Right, so combats resolved down here. The Rust Stalkers charging in and wiping out the Warp Spiders. No damage taken in return. They've consolidated 4 inches, so a result there from them. That's another Eldar target eliminated. We'll press on with the other assaults here. Right, so other combats being resolved. This one here, James killing 2 of the Reavers. They've busted morale. 1 of the Terminators killed, but they lost the combat and have broken, falling back just a short distance to there. Up here, a couple of the Assault Marines brought down. They're continuing on in the combat, locking down the grotesques just at the top there. Then down here, charging in, number of grotesques brought down in this combat also, but melee continues just there. Terminators charging in, combat squad as well. They have wiped out and destroyed the Fire Dragons and Farseer there. Melee continues down here, bit of a blunder, didn't destroy them. And then you can see the Wraith Knight, the first one to be brought down, Dante there destroying that one. Terminator consolidating just to here, the lone survivor from that squad. But Dante there nasty on the attack and has brought down one of the Wraith Knights. Then just around here, the Talos killed the Chaplain Titus lays slain. They've consolidated in this direction. Dangerous unit that, picking up another victory point for the Eldar and Dark Eldar. But that's combat's resolved. Yeah, they're just one melee here. The Tantalus here, 3 wounds dealt out on their hull points. That was caused by the infiltrators just here, but not destroyed. Still 1 hull point remaining. So that marks the end of the second turn here for the Imperium. They've struck back well. We'll go over to Eldar turn 3 now. We'll see if they can readdress the balance of this game. They're on the back foot at the moment, but they've still got plenty of units to call upon that can help them out in this situation in their bid to grab the objectives. But it's been a long day's battle here. This game has gone on all day long, pressing into the evening here, so we reckon this may be the last turn of the game. So a chance for the Eldar to strike and the Imperium to strike back as well. And then just the way things have gone here, a lot of the big units destroyed, death and destruction all across the table. Just small fights breaking out now. It'll all hinge upon these objectives, what units can survive, what units will prevail. We'll see. We'll let the Eldar make their third turn move. Right, so movement here for the Eldar complete on this side of the table. So 5 prisms moving out in this direction. Then the Scorpion tank moving across, easily in range of different targets. Wraith Knight moving across as well. Just that these units are a bit out of distance here of reaching objectives, so that attack from the Blood Angels has kept the Eldar back and distracted them. That's a crucial event here in this game. It did disrupt the Eldar attack. They could have advanced and continued across here, but that Blood Angel attack has disrupted their move. But they're just lining up to fire. Nice long range weaponry available for them. Ravagers advancing 12 inches there. Dire Avengers advancing here and here. And here as well, just going after this lone marine. Then these jet bikes here moving into position, they may well move off and over onto an objective to claim one of those. These moving across, I've already picked up 2 victory points here of this unit, moving out to try and claim some more after this combat squad just here. Then across here, the scout walkers and the incubi moving out across in this direction. Disembarking here with this squad with their blasters, going to try and take on the Onagar Dune Crawlers with shooting. Tantalus moving down into the road. Wave Serpent that was here has moved up and across and is now claiming this 3-point objective here. And it's gone 12 inches, so we'll be able to shoot as well. Rallied with these just here. Scorpion's happy to hold here. They are anchoring this 3-point objective here inside the bastion. Jet bikes holding here as well. Melee continues there with the grotesques. Warp Spiders jumping up and claiming Karandras here. What a move from them. So they're holding him as well. So 3 points picked up as well. At the moment, at least, they're holding that objective. Melee continues just down here. Wraith Knight moving in behind to try and join in this combat and cause trouble. And then across here, not much left for the Eldar and Dark Eldar. Melee continuing here. Backing off, just moving slightly with the Ravager. Venom backing off in this direction. So I reckon that's all the moves done. But it's a real slaughter in this game. A lot of casualties dealt out and damage done for both sides for sure. But we'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Eldar on their turn 3. Yes, so invisibility yet again on the Wraith Knight. Tried to block it but failed. Jinx this turn cast on these. They dropped to a 4+ armor save. And over here as well. We've used all our dice for blocking, so we couldn't stop those from going ahead. Right, so then Mind War here, the last power, and the Terminator Sergeant succumbed to the Mind War and died. So that marks the end of the Psychic Phase. We'll go on to Shooting Phase now for the Eldar on turn 3. Right, so Shooting Phase here for the Eldar, picking on Imperial targets all across the table. 5 prisms firing across, putting a wound on Dante, and just one of his sanguinary squad left. He's fearless, so he'll not run, but severely cut down there with casualties coming in. Right, so we've just rolled here for the Scorpion. Just forgot that one. Don't know why. It should be the most important. But left that. He's fired across. Got 1 hit on Commander Dante across there, and all of a 6. We can kiss Dante goodbye. Oh, no! It is a 6. James Otero disappointed there.
Sorry, James.
So that's him gone. Dante's removed. Right, just as victory was being sensed, Dante's been hit here by the Scorpion Mark II Pulsar twin-linked. Nasty, nasty tank. Usually dies every apocalypse. This time it survives, so and intact as well. No damage on it at all. Decent shooting there. Ravagers firing across. one fired at each of these vehicles. This one here in flight mode. This one here jinked and no damage at all. So no damage done on both of those flyers just there. Wraith Knight firing across, Sun Cannon taking out a couple of Marines. James passing some cover saves. He did go to ground with that squad. They passed morale. The Marines that are around here, the Lone Marine, gone. Marines that are around here, all destroyed. That's battle-focused moves and Avenger shooting cannons or catapults firing there and bringing them down. Then around here, these Talos preparing to charge across here. They'll claim objective and possibly pick up another victory point if they kill that combat squad. Then around here, the blasters here causing trouble for the Honor Guard Dune Crawlers. Snapshots only a hull point taken on the lead, one of those. Incubi have done a run move. They'll not be able to charge, a bit too far away there from the infiltrators. These fired across at the Storm Raven on the other side, just over there, the Blood Angels Storm Raven. We jinked, but no damage coming through. Tantalus here moved and pivoted, it's going flat out, and is now claiming that objective as well. So Eldar, Dark Eldar trying to grab objectives here to pick up as many victory points as they can, just sensing the game is perhaps coming towards an end at this point, with so many casualties taken, and the day coming towards an end here, literally running out of time before this game comes to a close. But we'll check out the shooting around the other side of the battlefield. So then other shooting, firing here with the twin link shuriken cannon. Didn't cause any casualties there on the Rust Stalkers. Jet bikes have done a flat out move claiming this objective. Wave Serpents claiming it as well. Storm Talons remain untouched. Melee continues there. The Skitarii Rangers were blown away by the Warp Spiders, and then a battle focus move. They're now claiming the objective just there. So Eldar pretty much claiming every objective except one, this one here on the table. So they've done well here in using their speed to grab those. Can they hang on to them is the big test. Melee continues down here. Dreadnought immobilized. It was shot by the Ravager from behind, and that, we reckon, is about it. So we're going to go on to assaults now, roll up the charges and Overwatch. Right, so charges going ahead. Wraith Knight charges in here to fight the Dreadnought and Marines just there. Then here, Talos have made it into the combat squad here, and you can see him bursting through across what's left of Grevin here as well. So not only has he fallen in battle, but he's now being desecrated by Talos' slipping and sliming across his armour just there. But reaching that combat squad, charging up from across this way and up that way as well. And then down here as well, you can see the Talos have reached the Centurion Devastators as well in close combat. Right, so that's charges done, and Overwatch resolved. We'll go on to combat resolution next. So combat's resolved here. Tactical squad or combat squad wiped out. Victory point picked up. And then down here, Centurion and the Librarian killed as well. So 2 more victory points picked up by this deadly unit just there. Then here, no blows either way. So that melee continues. Crucially, that lone assault marine locking down that grotesque unit. And down here, the Dreadnought was destroyed in close combat. And then these held. 2 wounds were dished out against here, but the priest was killed. James's Marines didn't like it. They've busted and run. Assault Marines ran, but the Blood Angels held. Bit of chapter pride there. Some held their morale, and the Ultramarines have fallen back. Maybe a tactical withdrawal, James would call it. Just there. Wipeouts over here. The Dark Elder warriors killed. Consolidation moves done by these units. So that's combats finished, and the turn finished. The third turn is done for the Eldar. They're currently doing well. They're on objectives here. Contested, we'd say, with this one because of the hovering Storm Raven. And then down here, they are holding this one here. This one's open for anyone. Then they're also holding this one with the Tantalus. And then down here, definitely holding this one here as well. So Imperium have a bit of work to do here if they're going to stand any chance of winning this game. They've got to clear the Eldar, Dark Eldar off as many objectives as possible. So we'll go on to their third turn next. Imperial Alliance here, the Grand Alliance, turn 3 coming up next. Right, so movement here on the third turn for the Grand Alliance. So Blood Angel units moving out across in this direction. Terminator as well, going after the Venom and Lone Warrior, Dark Eldar Warrior. These heading off across this way, going to try and charge the Ravager. Dreadnoughts, now both of these two are immobilised. Combat squad just here. Then these jumping out in this direction to take on the Dire Avengers. Just trying to play for objectives here. Combat ongoing here with these units. Rallying here with the Marines, and with the Assault Marines they will be allowed to charge. Try and charge up against the jet bikes, securing this objective here at the moment. Then across here, combat squad moving across, getting ready to charge the Grotesques. Moving and landing on top of the objective here with this Storm Raven, so claiming that one for the Imperium. And across here, moving and contesting at least this objective here with the Storm Talon, pivoting and getting ready to fire at the Warp Spiders, who are defiantly holding on to Karandras and an objective at the moment. If they can be blown away, then that'll free up all those points for the Imperium to claim. So a critical moment along here. This is a key part of the battle here at this stage in the game. There on the other side, infiltrators moving across 8 inches, getting ready to charge the Tantalus again. These turning and moving 6 inches down in this direction. They may be able to shoot it and destroy that one. Then 6 inches moved and pivoted here with the Hunter, just trying to keep him alive. Really just don't think we can cleanse this objective here. It's been firmly claimed by these Dark Eldar Talus. Then there's not much Imperial forces around here. Imperial fists have been almost entirely wiped out. There's a 3-man squad, but they're pinned. They went to ground, so they have not been able to move. Then across here, Storm Talon or Storm Raven parking up here, 3 inches disembarkation with the Terminators. Bit of a long-range charge they'll need to make, but Dreadnought has done better and reached just to there. So that is movement done. Imperial forces still have a fair bit on the table, and they're poised and ready here in a position to strike back and try and reclaim a number of these objectives from the Eldar and Dark Eldar. So that is movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next for the Imperium on the third turn. Right, so Psychic Phase finished here. Force has been cast on this Assault Marine unit. That was the Blood Angels Librarian. The Librarian for the Imperial Fist is dead. So that's Psychic Phase finished. On to Shooting next on turn 3 for the Imperial Forces. So shooting phase finished here for the Blood Angels. Not too much going on here. Jinked, who shot at that? Stormbolters. Okay, trying to catch side armour. No damage done here, but charge potentially can go ahead. And then coming across here, Warp Spiders have been eliminated. A lot of firepower directed at them from the Storm Talons firing across. This Storm Raven here firing across as well. Very difficult here for the Eldar here. Didn't want to use Flicker Jump to move off the objectives. Had to stand there and take it, but they were brought down in the end. And then a run move's been done now by the Rust Stalkers. 6 inches, they have secured Karandras again. He's been recaptured by the Skitarii, and then holding this objective with this Storm Raven gunship here. Storm Raven fired across assault cannon, killed one of the pikers just on top here. Then here, Honor Guard Dune Crawlers claimed a skimmer. They destroy the Tantalus, the last hull point being brought down on that. That's been destroyed. And then a run move here from the infiltrators. They've secured the objective just there at the back. A direct hit with a missile, then a double 6 to penetrate. Failing a 5+ invuln has destroyed one of the walkers just there. It was the Hunter firing at that. We reckon that's all the shooting done. Yes, so we're going to go on to combats next for the Imperium on turn 3. Alright, so one charge does go ahead here. This combat squad making in against the Grotesques. A charge went off up here. One of the Assault Marines was brought down. One of the jet bikes could see. Then James rolling, double 1 for charges. That was after a reroll, so failed to make it into combat. The Eldar will secure this objective here on the Bastion. Another charge here. Dreadnought has made it into combat here against the Grotesques. And we reckon that is about it. There's a charge down here as well. Terminators have made it into here against the Ravager, and across here against the Venom. That's been contacted as well. So we'll get some combat resolutions done now on Imperium turn 3. Right, so combat's resolved here. One Marine remains alive down here and he's held morale, so that melee continues with one Grotesque and the Invisible Wraith Knight. Then melee continues over here, but the Farseer was killed. A couple of Dire Avengers as well, but melee continues. Any losses for you in that one? One Marine was killed, okay. And then down here, easy kills here. Ravager destroyed and Venom destroyed here as well. And the lone Dark Elder Warrior killed as well. Not too significant, those combats that's in the far corner of the battlefield. Then over here, Dreadnought took out one of the Grotesques and James's Sergeant was killed. Just moving up there, but melee continues holding the Grotesques in place. That's a good result there. It protects these objectives and Karandras from capture this turn. So that marks the end of combats here on turn 3. And it marks the end of the day here. We have played all day long at this game. So turn 3 will be the final turn of the game. So we're going to try and calculate victory points here. Whatever the score is, we're still not entirely sure. We're going to have to go through this very carefully. But it will be a very tight score indeed. Could even possibly be a draw. So we're going to work out victory points here. We've played for about 11 hours today. It's been a long day's battle at 10,000 points. But we're all in agreement here. It has been an epic fight. We've seen some crazy moments take place. But we're going to work out who's won now in this battle. So we'll cover objectives first of all, and there's other bonus points available as well, and then we'll get a grand total from that. So this objective first of all has been secured by the Eldar, so there's 3 points to them for that one. This objective here has been secured by the Imperium, so that's 3 points to them, so it's 3-3 at the moment. There's 2 objectives here, this one being held by the Storm Raven, and then Karandras has been reclaimed by the Skitarii Rostalkers, so that's 6 points there for the Imperium, so 9-3 the score at the moment. This objective here was claimed by no one, it's contested, so still the score is 9-3. Then across here, this objective has been claimed by the Skitarii Infiltrators, so that's 3 points. That's 12-3 the score. But then across here, this objective has been claimed by the Dark Elder, Eldar, so that's 3 points. That's 12-6 for the score. But then we have the Corpse Thief formation. For the amount of kills that they got is 5 points. So that makes the score 12-11. To the Imperium at the moment. And then we're going to play kills for Lords of War, 1 point each. For the Imperium, they picked up a point each for the Revenant Titans, that's 2, that's 13-11. And then also a Wraith Knight was killed, he's a Lord of War choice, so that makes 14-11 the score. Alright, so then just calculating out here for Lords of War. Dante is a Lord of War. He was killed, so a point there, that's 14-12. Greven Ferrus Maximus was killed, that's 14-13. And the Scout Titan was killed over there in the corner, that's 14-all. And then Slay the Warlord. Dante was the Warlord for the Imperium in this game, and he was killed. So 15-14 the final score to the Eldar and Dark Eldar, by the narrowest of margins. I think it deserves to be a draw, but by the narrowest of margins, the Eldar can claim victory here. They have brought about a tremendous amount of damage to the Imperial forces here, but in return, they've been hit hard as well. It's fair to say that. So the scoreline deserves to be that close, but it's a 1 point in it. You can do your own calculations if you want, if you're watching and tuning in here, but you reckon it's 15-14 to the Eldar and Dark Eldar in this match. But a great game, epic in its proportions, and we've seen some classic moments take place. Managed to capture them on camera as well, the fall of the different Titans on the table. Some great moments indeed. But in this battle here, the Imperial lines have been breached in multiple areas. Their forces slaughtered, torn and rent asunder. The Imperium fought back bravely. The Emperor protected them to an extent, but it wasn't enough. Eldar can claim victory, but it was by the narrowest of margins. Great game, very, very enjoyable indeed. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. It's a nice way to say goodbye to 7th edition as we prepare for 8th edition to arrive. So keep a lookout for future Apocalypse games on the channel. Then just to say thanks to Matt Saxby for coming down, for him using his Dark Eldar and Eldar, Aidan McElroy as well, for his Eldar being used, James Otero as well here from Siege Studios. Some of the Blood Angels you've seen there, he's painted those up, so very nice models indeed, so you can check them out. And then thanks to SSWG as well for the use of the club here and for hosting the game, and a lot of the terrain as well that we use is from the club, so you can check them out as well. But that's a great game indeed. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Right, so just discussing units of the game here. Multiple choices, but for the Imperial, I'm going to give it to the Honor Guard Dream Crawlers. Very durable. They survived the entire game, and their firepower was very good, bringing down a number of flyers, and then eventually destroying the Tantalus over there as well. So excellent fire support from them. Then just across here, yeah, the Corpse Thief formation, absolutely rock solid, just completely driving the Imperial fists out of the way, picking up loads of points. In fact, if that formation wasn't taken, the Eldar Dark Eldar would have lost. So excellent formation to use. Rock solid, very hard to kill, and they just cleared all in their path. So that's units of the game for both sides.